This is the D-Generation cliX podcast. Here are your hosts, Ryan Redmond, Miles Kane, and Daniel Schwab.
Welcome back to the D-Generation cliX podcast. This is episode 6. Back with me is Dan.
Hello.
And Miles.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Thanks for taking your time, guys. And we decided to give Pete another shot.
I am very honored to be here in the presence of so many fine cliX players.
Oh, you guys are all so slow. All right, in this episode, we finally get to take a deeper dive into our monthly game that we've been talking about quite a bit. This last weekend was our animal game. So everyone had to have the animal keyword printed on the card. This one was a 7-person last man standing match. The maps, there's like 5.5 of the old size maps all put together. I used 2 of the ROC Mayan Ruins maps, 2 of the ROC Hidden Research Facility maps, and then 1 of each of those on each side of a prison tier map. With the way I did this one, I kind of tried to split the game up on each side and have 3 people on one, 4 on the other, and kind of bottleneck the action into a doorway to get into the middle area of the prison tier room. So the special rules for this month had each player put a 50-point piece or less in one of the cells that's printed in the prison tier map that was in the middle, and then one of their characters was assigned a key object that could unlock the cell and let them out. While in the cell with the door shut, pieces had no powers or traits and couldn't be equipped. And then going into this one, usually we have one champion that can ban a piece, but for the first time we had a player win in February, which was Ryan Harris, but he couldn't play in March at all. So we ended up implementing a new rule to kind of let that roll over 1 month. So in the meantime, my son Oliver won the March event. And then, so normally that would leave each player to ban one of those pieces. And then since we had 2 champions, we each let them ban a piece, and they both picked Kong. So when a player bans a piece, they're allowed to play it. But with each one banning the same piece, neither were allowed to play it. So there probably would have been 7 Kongs on the field if that didn't happen. It ended up lasting, I think, how long was this game? 10, 11 hours?
I think it was 10-ish, somewhere in there, because we got done about 8:30.
Okay, yeah, so it was about a 10-hour game. So coming in 7th was Christine. She played the Prime Camo on the Hell Cycle, the War of the Realms Rocket Raccoon with Spectral and Lightning Rings, House of X Maggots with the Spin Ring, Wonder Woman and Jumpa, and then JLU Ultra Humanites, and then the 10-point JLU Gorilla Grodd, and then the animal in the cell was the Beyond Amazing Carnage Rocket. And then, Pete, do you want to go over your team since you came in 6th place?
Yeah, I played a pretty similar team to the one I did the year before, kind of a dropship style team with Legacy Lockjaw, Chip with the Green Lantern ring, Maggot, and this year I added Cosmo. I played the Exoswords Wolverine at 145 points with the Warlock Sword, and then my animal in the cage was Peter the Hunter.
And then I came in 5th. I played Alopex with the Soul Gem from the Ninja Turtles Unplugged set. I really like that piece. It's always been a lot of fun. Then I played the Notorious Legacy Man-Bat with the Hell Cycle, the House of X Maggot with Spin and Remaker rings, the new Eagly from Iconics, and just for fun put Avatar of Khonshu on him. And then Batman Team Up Scrappy Doo, and then the Prime High Evolutionary with Isotope A, and then I played a Tribbles with the cell animal being X Rise and Fall, the Fire Belly. Then coming in 4th place was Ryan Harris. So he actually played a really cool team that was basically all gorillas and monkeys. So he played the Batman Team Up Prime Beast Boy with Avatar of Khonshu on him. He played the Grodd with the Remaker ring that has the de-evolution tokens that was an LE, I think from the Wonder Woman giveaway. And then both Titanos one was from Superman, Wonder Woman, and the other one was the same mold. I think it was a LE though. Is that right?
Yes.
And then the Flash Gorilla City Soldier, who got a bunch of buffs for being on the team with a bunch of the other Gorilla pieces. Notorious Gorilla City Warrior, and then the JLU Ultra Humanite, and then he put the Hit Monkey in his cell. Dan, you came in third.
Yeah, so I played King Shark at full with the Remaker and Spectral Ring. Wheels of Vengeance Ghost Rider Alejandra with Symbiote, and I had Reptile as her pilot because they both share mystical and animal. And then the ABPI Lockjaw and Kazar from Avengers Forever with Muramasa Blade.
And then coming in second place was my son. Oliver played Captain America with the Skybreaker. That's the Pegasus cap. The next phase, Kate and Lucky Chase with the Trick Arrows. The new Dinosaur Hatchling LE. Wonder Woman 80 Chip with the Broadsword construct. Avengers 60th Squirrel Girl, the Legacy piece. And then he put the next phase 048 Werewolf by Night in the cell. And then winning the day was Ryan Rios with the full point Captain America on Pegasus with the Soul Gem, the new Wheels of Vengeance Capwolf on the motorcycle, and then the Space Leo from TMNT 3. And then in his cell, he put the JLU 62 Ultra Humanite. So it started out with rolling for Leo, which I was not able to get in the stream yet, which I definitely regret doing that because that Leo going off in the beginning just nerfed, I would say, 70% of the field, I think. Does that sound about accurate?
Yeah, I ended up losing my Green Lantern ring, but I kept the Warlock blade, and there wasn't many people that kept equipment. So it was a pretty solid first play of the game, or pre-game. So
I know I lost. When we rolled, I forgot that it was if you tie, then you don't unequip. And so I think there was one piece of equipment that I should have kept and one that Christine should have kept. But I didn't realize I forgot that was a rule until someone tried to equip something later in the game. So I lost my Soul Gem on Alopex, my Hell Cycle on Man-Bats, my Spin and Remaker rings off Maggots, and then also High Evolutionaries Isotope A, so I didn't have any Perplex or anything like that. We ended up, like I said, I tried to split it into two different games and have kind of 3 people interact and 4 people interact and try to kind of bottleneck them into one doorway. So on one side, it ended up being, this was all randomly chosen based off rules, but it was Christine, Pete, and Rios were on one side, and then Oliver, Dan, and myself were on the other one with Harris. We were trying to kind of get away from Harris as fast as we could because he had a lot of the mind control that can kind of see through things, and that led to, I think, Oliver and me trying to get through the door a little bit quicker on our side, and he lost a couple pieces. I think, Dan, you met up with him also, right? And I think you took his Squirrel Girl was the first eliminated piece with your shark. I think we just lost him.
Yeah.
All right. We met in the door, and I think Dan snuck up behind him and eliminated his Squirrel Girl right away with his King Shark. And then we kind of went back and forth. I was able to take his Kate and Lucky, and then he ran across the rest of the cell, or prison, to open up his cell first right away. And then he started kind of going back and forth with me, and he wanted my Man-Bat dead, so I lost him pretty quick. I was able to set up my Tribbles because that is a trick that I did last year that was kind of fun, which is basically every turn just making them reproduce and keep going and filling up the whole area. So I think this year I kept it in front of Rios's jail cell, so he wasn't able to get his out for quite a while. Last year, though, I think I was filling up the hallways, and it costed a Wendigo to die. He was full health. I think, or one click, and
Yeah.
we blocked the hallway. Death card came up, so he wasn't able to heal one turn, and he got annihilated. What happened on your guys' side of the map, Pete?
Christine kind of moved in from her area, she was more towards the door, and then Rios and I were kind of next to each other in the corner. I kind of played back a little bit with the lockjaw. My goal was to use Cosmo to be able to pick what power they couldn't use, and then drop lockjaw with everybody on top of them, and then pop out a Pog with maggot and attack and poison, and then use the chainsaw with a chip. And it seemed like a good idea. I was able to get one attack in on him because of the soul gem on Pegasus Captain America. He was essentially a 20, so I popped out the Pog after taking away his invulnerability and knocked him down to a 19. And then I just honestly couldn't hit. Like, I was rolling 10s on 19s. And even with the 2 probs from both Maggot and Chip, I couldn't do anything. So then he came back around and attacked my team. And then with having Lockjaw there, you can always mastermind to him. And then he just missed some rolls. Then we kind of broke off, and I kind of came into the main prison area and kind of stayed more towards the back after he did some damage to Lockjaw. I didn't have the complete movement I wanted. I think I was down to like 10 phasing teleport or something like that. So that's kind of how I got into the prison.
And is that when I think I just ran across myself and opened up my cell? And
yes,
yeah. And then I let out Firebelly and took out Christine's Jumpa, and who else was right there? Was it Rocket?
Yeah, Rocket got, I want to say Dan got Rocket. I think Dan knocked Rocket back into the wall.
Or maybe it was
with
her Maggot.
King Shark.
It might have been her Maggot.
Yeah, her Maggot got knocked to a really low dial and kind of got knocked back. We were kind of all stuck on that one little entryway between the cells and the main area.
Yeah.
Fighting. And there were some big rolls. You took, I don't remember what piece you got in one turn, which kind of surprised me.
One turn? On your team or her team?
On her team and my team. You had a really solid couple of attacks there that I was not anticipating losing that much. And then I kind of broke off and ran across to my cell to get Peter the Hunter out.
Yeah. And then you still had, I think part of your team, though, was in the... Right after I killed her Jumpa, her Gorilla Grodd, and then brought her Maggot to like second to last click, I think. And then right after that finished, that's when you dropped your team. You kind of broke off from Christine and Rios's, the rest of her team on the outside. And then you kind of dropped yourself in the middle of the prison. And then we kind of fought a little bit. And then I think, you went over to get your Peter the Hunter. And then... Yeah,
and then... Peter the Hunter came out, and then I kind of at that point was engaging with Dan, and then Ryan Harris kind of came in through the door, and Wolverine at 150 points is really great with the rollouts because he can heal constantly, and it's any D6 with a 5 or 6. But between the 2 Pegasus Captain Americas and that LE Grodd, which I had no idea what it did, that piece just got taken apart by so many other pieces. So yeah, he did I think it's the evolution, is that right?
Yeah, how many
where he
times
perplexed me down.
Yeah, at least 2.
Twice.
3.
And
okay.
2. It's all he needed. At that point, I was like basically attacked on 2 sides by 2 different teams. I was just trying to stand in there and kind of like whittle down pieces, and everybody else was just punching poor Wolverine in the face over and over again. So he didn't last too long. I was left with Peter the Hunter, and just really could not hit a meaningful attack all day long. Was really kind of the whole theme of my day. And that side, after moving across, it was Chip. I think it was Chip that you took out on the other side pretty quick, like one turn in.
Yeah.
I didn't have much left. I know you killed also Lockjaw too, which is like your favorite thing in the world to do is kill Lockjaw.
I hate that piece. You brought him on Monday, and I did the same thing.
Yeah. So overall, it's fun. It's a really great event. I want to give all the kudos to the Redmonds for hosting. They always kind of there's always food and people bring desserts, and I know everybody looks forward to it when they come. And it can be a little bit of a long day, but it's definitely a very worthwhile day. It's one of my favorite events in HeroClix. It keeps me very interested. Like basically, I can tell you every time I'm done playing, I go home and Revin and I are texting about what happened that day and what things that we're working on for the next thing and anything else. So it's a great time, and so kudos to you guys for being such a gracious host and such good members of the community. So
thanks. Yeah, we love putting that together. It's a lot of fun. We always look forward to it, and now that Oliver can play too, it's kind of like a family thing that we get to do. But yeah, even like the unboxings, like we're always looking at the keywords to see like what we might be able to play next month and stuff. So that's always pretty fun. And the last four, I got eliminated because Oliver basically wanted me. I don't know what it is about my family and just wanting to take me out first. Christine hit me pretty hard, and then Oliver went after me pretty hard, and I was basically had my last piece, which was Firebelly. I had him probably in the back for maybe 15 rounds because he just had Pegasus Cap waiting outside of the room for me. So if I moved out, he'd get me. So he just basically held me back there, and Dan and Harris basically just decided to throw haymakers at each other until there was only one person remaining. And then Rios swept in, and then he finished, I think, was it Dan finished Harris off, and then Rios finished Dan off, and then it was Rios versus Oliver. Oliver had a rough end. Rios hit him pretty fast, and his chance to come back, I know he hit like a crit miss with his piece, so it was pretty much over after that. But it was pretty fun overall. It was like Pete said, it's something that we all look forward to here doing. You can check out the pictures. I took a bunch of pictures and did a whole album on our Facebook page. I do that every month. The next one that we're doing is Saturday, May 25th, and it's for a soldier theme. So we've already been planning on different ways to just kind of improve the stream. So stay tuned for more details in May for that. And then one of the things that we actually did during the game was did a poll. I was expecting like, I don't know, 35, 50 people to maybe join in on that. We ended up having a total of 280 votes, and we were just going to give away a Kong. But since it was pretty crazy how many people voted, we ended up doing 4 Kongs, and Miles threw in 2 of those, and then he also decided to throw in a dinosaur hatchling for, I think it was one of the people in the live stream, right?
Yeah, it's for whoever was in the chat live.
Okay. And so we've talked to everybody that won that except for I think it's Damian Matthew Birth. So if you hear this, try to get a hold of me. I did send you a message on Facebook so we can get the last Kong out to you.
Miles, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How many Kongs do you have in your house at any given moment if you're giving 2 away?
Well, I had 4. I bought 2 just because I wanted a dinosaur hatchling, so I had extra Kongs. I planned on using them for other things, but like getting the 280, I'm like, holy crap! Like we can't just do 1 Kong for 280 people. Like that's
No,
that was it. Yeah, it was.
That's pretty incredible. And
I have no problem paying out of pocket for that because that's them showing us support. Everyone that listens to this, it shows support, and it's like, I'm very thankful for it and grateful for sure.
And
I'm still blown away. You guys invited me back after offering nothing of value on the last podcast, but here I am. So let's go.
Well, the positive side of that is you can only get better.
No, is that it? Looking for improvement? Let's see what we can do.
And then I got to figure it out. Unfortunately, nobody else could hear Miles on the live stream except for me. So there's probably a lot of quietness as Miles talked. So I got to figure that out before we do the next one. But like I said, the end of May, we'll be doing even cooler stuff probably throughout the whole day. So we'll do more details as we get closer to that game. And then also while we're doing that, last week we got Scott Porter unboxing for the Deadpool Weapon X set that's coming out. When was the final release date for that, or the updated release date?
It was June 12th is the pre-release, and then was it June 20? It's 2 weeks after the pre-release date, so it's like June 26th, I think, is the release date.
June 26th. Yeah, that is right. Okay.
You said, yeah.
So I'm guessing they got it out so early because they are doing that set for the Scott Porter versus the World Sealed at Rock Cup in a couple weeks, and so they wanted to get that out a little bit quicker. But yeah, we do have a unboxing for that, so we're gonna go over those pieces. So for that, 001 is Wolverine. He has a special attack power, which is Blades, Claws, Fangs, and when Wolverine uses it, after resolutions, deal an opposing character adjacent to either Wolverine or the hit target damage equal to half the result. So 50 points, 7 clicks. The top dial is charge, 12 attack, 18 toughness with perplex. Doesn't seem like anything too special. I don't think you're even really focusing on that for pulp. Maybe a sealed pull or something like that.
I actually like him in constructed. That thing is that it says because you're gonna deal damage equal to half the result. Um, I really like that. I'd probably give him the colony sword or give him another sword just to you know grant him another power for it. I think that's fun, especially at 50 points. Like for an 001, like they're finally starting to get it that these 001s are actually decently playable, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a figure like this
Oh yeah, I mean
played because he's yeah,
this set in general has way a better CUR already for what they've showed just out of that first
yeah.
brick.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just an extreme amount. So 002, it's just, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not a huge Deadpool fan, but I do love the original appearance of Deadpool, which this takes place for. So he's 70 points, and he has a trait that's at the beginning of your turn. You may roll a d6 and place it on this card, replacing any other dice on this card. Regeneration, and when he uses it, if there's a d6 on his card, he may use that d6 as a result instead of rolling. If he does, remove that d6 from his card. So, if you roll high, you can use regeneration, which is nice. He's 7 clicks deep. Starts off with, basic charge, blades, senses, and exploit, and he ends with sidestep, precision, close combat expert, and combat reflexes. And he's got 2 targets. I really like him. 70 points is kind of too much. I'm just a huge fan of that sculpt itself.
Yeah, I think you're just this is a piece that you either fail and he gets one turn pretty much, or you're riding high on those d6 rolls and he both on his regen and his super senses, and he just doesn't die and you can't put him down.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wish that you were able to use his d6 on his card for any roll, since he has 3 rollouts to start with, or 2 rollouts to start with the blades and senses. It'd be nice because you're going to have that and you're not going to really be able to use it a lot unless he's taking damage. So that's the one thing that I wish that you were able to do, because it's just regeneration that he's able to use it with, unfortunately.
And then next we have 003 Wolverine. He's got team player, X-Men team ability, Alpha Flight, Weapon X, X-Men, Animal Soldier. He has 1 trait called Let's Go Bub. It's free. Roll a d6. Wolverine can use the resulting effect until your next turn. 1 is Battle Fury. 2 is Combat Reflexes. 3 Blades, Claws, Fangs. 4 Regeneration is free. 5 is Flurry. And 6 choose any number of the results. So he's 70 points. He doesn't really have too many other special powers beyond that. He starts with an 8 charge, blank 12 attack, 18 invulnerability, and a blank 3 damage. So I'm not a huge fan in constructed for anything you have to roll a dice, but definitely a fun piece just to kind of see how to play around any mechanic that pops up and just on the drop of a hat any round.
First of all, I think we might need to do a wellness check on Dan, because we mentioned the D6 piece and he's not back with us yet. I'll play the part of Dan. I love this piece. Okay, I'm going to roll my D6. I'm going to get a 5 or 6. I'm going to get a 6 every time. I'm going to do everything else I want to do with it. I mean, it's just a wildly fun piece. It's just a wildly fun piece. It's got good attack values, 8 charge, 12 attack, 3 damage up top. And then you're going to get probably, at least something fairly useful most of the time, because it's a close combat piece. So I think overall, for 70 points in constructed, no, but for a fun game or like, in sealed, I would say this one would hit the table for me in sealed most of the time, just because the attack values. So
Yeah, and you'd have
Yeah,
fun with
sealed.
them for sure.
It's going to be hard pressed not to play him in sealed, unless you get, once we obviously get more of this set revealed. But if you get the dreaded double rare packs, there's probably a good chance he's making your sealed team for sure.
yeah.
You could do a lot worse than him.
So the next piece is 004 Lady Mastermind. Just a giant pile of crap, to be honest with you. It's 40 points.
It doesn't get
It's got
lower than this one.
enhancement. I think they forgot they didn't have a 004, and they're just like, oh, we better put something together today. And this is what you end up with. Precision Strike is fine. Everything else is, man, I'm good on this. 6-range mind control, the Precision Strike, enhancement. I don't know. I can't justify this. This piece I would throw this one probably right back in the pack and never look at it again.
Yeah, this one you're sad to pull. And not, like,
Yeah.
she has
That's why
Mastermind,
this is
but
the only common.
what's that?
Yeah. As this is the only common he's pulling now in this case. Or two.
Yes.
He's just getting masterminds.
Well, she's got
Yeah,
Mastermind,
just-
and like that's who you would want a Mastermind too, because I really don't care if she dies.
Correct. Yes. She's 40 points of fodder, is what she is. Yeah.
Next is 005 Black Widow. She's I was surprised to see this piece in here, but when you look at the trait, it makes sense. She's got the Avengers team ability: Avengers, Assassin, Martial Artist, Soldier, Spy. She's 25 points, which is a great point value for her. Her trait is Hot Shots, the best Avenger. When Black Widow hits, after resolutions, give her a Hot Shots token. Friendly characters with a Hot Shots trait have free remove a Hot Shots token from this character to generate a smoke train marker in their square. At the beginning of your next turn, remove that marker even if this is lost. So she's 4 clicks. She's got a 6 stealth, 11 in cap, 18 combat reflexes, and 3 exploit. 4 range with 3 bolts. So the cool thing about her is that she's got the Hot Shots trait, and so when you put her on a team with a lot of the other Hot Shots, her specific one isn't great. There's always a chance that might come in clutch at some point. But when we start getting to some of these other Hot Shots, it actually seems like a really cool team to play and put on the map. What do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, she's very straightforward and simple. Her attack value and her damage value I think is great. And I think she works a lot better with the hot shots, which the ones that we've seen so far, which we'll actually get to here very shortly. But yeah, I think at 25 points, even if you're not using her for that hot shots, I mean, she's not a bad filler, honestly, even in constructed for what you get for 25 points.
I'd say pulp.
I mean, she's a decent secondary attacker. She's a harassment piece. That she has 20 defense up close. She has stealth. I mean, you just throw her in someone's face. She's 25 points, so you can try and hold someone down. I think she has viability, if not top tier. I wouldn't just expect this figure to collect dust. I think there's plenty of uses that people can find in pulp and in modern.
And I think all of her keywords are kind of up and coming besides Avengers. Like Assassins, Martial Artists, and Soldier and Spy are all getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, and seeing that's one thing Assassin's missing is a lot of these low point attacking figures. Because, you have the Ra's al Ghul that's 80 points. It's taking up almost a third of your build.
Yeah.
And
she
you want to get these low point
to that team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
her with the 11. Yeah, she has tons of uses, I think.
She's really nice filler on any of the name teams that she has. No move and attack. So if I need 25 points, I'm probably looking at her. But other than that, I would avoid this piece personally, just without the move and attack. But that's me. So.
Yeah, you have cycles, and with her dial, I think that she's worth bringing her point value up to 40 by giving her a motorcycle, which would give her a rollout and then charge.
Yeah, the charge.
That's a good point.
A five charge, but it's something, and she's gonna have a rollout as well. So
I think her biggest value is the filler on those points and being, because most teams you're going to build are going to have TK or something else to get the pace into position. So her still being stealth and having triple targets for attack is reasonable, even from 3 damage from range or within cap, or definitely up close. Exploit weakness is always a good option. So
Yes, I do like her.
Yeah, if she's in your face, you can't ignore her. The 3 bolts, she's probably hitting something and then going into stealth right after. So
yeah.
Next figure, we got another Hot Shots, Diamondback, who I hope to see more Serpent Society. But when she hits, you get the Hot Shots token, which is Demolitions, and friendly character with the Hot Shots trait has free remove a Hot Shots token from this character. If you do, this character can use improved targeting blocking. That is not bad at all, especially with so much barrier. To give out improved targeting, destroy blocking is huge. She's 45 points. She has improved targeting blocking as it is. 5 range, 1 bolt, and then she has running shot, energy explosion, toughness, and 3 damage. So at 45 points, I mean, she's another piece for assassin. I think that's extremely good, handing out the improved targeting destroy, and I like her point value as well.
yeah, she starts
Very straightforward, but good.
And I think it's assassin that you play all the hot shots on, right? If you do play them together, assassin's the word that they share.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, the improved blocking in pulp is, I think, pretty strong, and that energy explosion's great. Next is Iceman. So he only has a trait that is vanilla, the finest of flavors. It's a unique modifier, and other friendly characters that can't use special powers modify attack +1. He has the Defenders and X-Men team abilities, Champions, Defenders, Marauders, X-Factor, X-Men keywords. He's only 30 points. He's got 5 range, 3 bolts also. He's got a 6 running shot, 11 in cap, 17 ESD, and a 3 enhancement at the first 2 clicks, and then he moves into a sidestep, pulse wave, regen, and support. So again, in pulp, I think this guy is definitely going to see play. Only 30 points. You can knock him to pulse wave, but then just having a chance to give all of your other characters that you're building with, against, especially in pulp, +1 to their attack is pretty strong.
No, this is I think a great pulp figure. I don't know how strong X-Men is in pulp right now, but you've got 30 points. You've got a very reasonable running shot with 5 range. You're bringing enhancement, and then if you get hit to the back dial, you have a chance to regen, support, or pulse wave somebody. And that modifier is it's pretty cool, honestly. I mean, that changes a lot of other pieces to be able just to give them essentially like a +1 perplex just because they don't have a specialist power. So that's I think he's solid. I really do. So
yeah, he's like Pulp Porter.
Yeah,
there's a little bit more that you need to work with, but because you don't need to be theme, you just got to make sure they can't use special powers, and that doesn't mean that if it's traded. That means special powers as in white powers. So you can have traded powers, but as long as you just have standard powers on your dial, you get the +1 attack.
The white boxes. The white boxes.
Yeah, the white powers. Yeah. But yeah, you can have powers traded and still get the bonus from his attack. 100% worth it because even if you go non-theme, because you're gonna get the dreaded 10 attack that all of a sudden gets an 11, and believe it or not, an 11 attack is a lot better than 10.
Yeah, 100%. Next piece is 008 Cannonball. He's AIM, Avengers, New Mutants, X-Force, X-Men. He's got a trait into the fray, Defend, Force Blast. Force Blast is free as long as he's moved at least 1 square this turn. Top dial, he ignores characters. Top dial, he's an 8-11, 19-3. So 19 Defend is always good, especially in a pulp format. But 19 Defend is a very reasonable place to start. He does have a reducer in toughness, his whole dial. He's actually he's pretty fun. He doesn't have any real range attack, but being able to charge in, hit people, and then force blast people away or into a wall or off of something is pretty contextually useful. I think so. I think he will see play in maybe potentially in pulp. He's definitely a fun piece. Like if I pulled him in sealed, and normally when you see a common, you're like, oh man, he's not one that I would be that upset about. So
yeah, he's just another really good one for that common slot. But I was really happy to see him.
Yeah.
I grew up on the 90s like X-Men stuff and all those figures and everything, so him getting this costume for an X-Force team, I was super happy about.
Yes. Yes, that's the biggest takeaway right there. And he's so good for this. I will 100% play this in a modern event competitive just because it's X-Force. And he's good. You throw him in Iceman, he's a 12 attack. But yeah, X-Force, we finally got that costume. I think is huge.
And we've only gotten a brick of this set opened, so I'm assuming you'll be able to build a pretty decent X-Force team, at least fun.
Yeah, there's still a few figures that I'm hoping for.
There has to be a good
but
cable
yeah,
in this set, though.
there has to be. There's no shop that they don't have cable. Yeah.
I mean, there's always a shot they don't, but let's hope not.
You better, Kay. You know what? This is what happens, Kay. This is I love this character next, but guys, I'm not sure I like this figure. 009 is Richter. He's okay. He has traded Quake, and when he uses it, he deals 3 damage instead of 2. Improved movement will destroy blocking, but he's 60 points. Starts with sidestep, TK, and barrier with 3 damage. I really wish he had a lower point value because his dial completely changes at click 4 to click 7 with Force Blast, Pulse Wave, Close Combat Expert, and Combat Reflexes. I mean, he could probably see some play in Pulp. I mean, you put him up with that Iceman, who they still theme with because he's X-Men. He's now a 12 attack, so it's not bad. You know, you have that cannonball. Gives him a 19 defense. Yeah, he's okay. I wasn't too thrilled about the sculpt, but I'm a huge fan of the character. Just yeah, this dial leaves a little bit left to be desired, but I mean he's a common, so
Well, they
I
just
need to
did.
stop having high expectations for it.
They just had that really good Richter in the House of X2, so it's kind of hard to go from a really
Yeah,
awesome, like pretty, I don't know, kind of fringe but meta super rare to a 60-point common that just doesn't play as well. Honestly, though, it's pretty deep dial. He does some cool stuff like the improved movement through blocking. I don't think you're probably using him as a TK piece when he's 60 points. But the 3 damage Quake is nice. I think the biggest miss on him, though, is the sculpt and that costume. Just like Cannonball, I would have really liked it if it was that 90s one that he had.
Yeah, see, he also has detective keyword, and he has to destroy blocking, but yeah, his points is hurting. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there could be something there, maybe in Pulp. Maybe I'm just throwing him on the wayside for now. We'll see what changes in Pulp potentially.
I mean, he's always doing 3 damage. You get TK. 60 points is a lot to pay for just TK, but he also gives you barrier, and then backside pulse wave is okay, and you always have the Quake with the giant reach. I think he's obviously not the super rare from the last set, but I don't think he's terrible. I think he's kind of an interesting little piece. Yeah.
He's a common. He's perfectly fine for his rarity and his point value. But like Ryan was saying, we had such a great fringe meta piece, and the last one we got that was a super rare. And the fact that we're even trying to compare this to a super rare is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Next, still in the common slot, we have Copycats. She's got New Mutants, Weapon X, X-Force Assassin, Celebrity Spy. She's got one trait, which is genetic level morphing. Shape change, sidestep. When Copycat uses shape change and succeeds, she may choose a standard power the attacking character can use. Copycat can use the chosen power until she chooses again. She's 40 points, and top dial is a 7 stealth, 10 precision strike, 17 willpower to exploit. Kind of just an annoying tie-up piece. What was the original one was from the first Deadpool set, right? That is banned in a lot of different formats.
Yeah, because they didn't think about it. Yeah, but what it can do.
That was way before my time. So that's the piece that I'm kind of comparing it to, but obviously that's not even close. So she's kind of just an annoying tie-up piece, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the character itself. This is for the uninitiated. If you actually read the original X-Force, the later issues of New Mutants before X-Force happens, this is actually the original Domino, and it took, I think, 25 or so issues before you realized that it was Copycat the whole time that you've been reading, and not Domino. Um, but yeah, I love her as a character. Uh, I would have liked to see her, get similar to Domino, but I guess potentially since we already have Domino in the set, it's different. But yeah, as a character, I love her as a character, and an annoying tie-up piece is not bad. Sealed, I think that you're going to play her. She has some interesting aspects for it. I mean, if you're banking on shape change, I guess my rolls are crap, so I don't want to bank on any rollouts.
Well, Dan would play her 10 out of 10
Yeah, she's not
times.
bad. Yeah.
Next
And
week.
sealed or any format?
Just for the shape change. Probably just still sealed,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Next we have Jeff the Landshark. He is AIM, Avengers, Deadpool Core, Animal, Assassin, Marksman, and Monster. He has a trait, definitely won't be you, probably. Free if Jeff the Landshark is adjacent to a friendly character that shares a keyword with him. Generate a pizza object. This is the same pizza object that was in all the next phase sets. And then he's got a special damage power on all his damage slots, which is Shape Change. Force Blast is free, but only if Jeff the Landshark occupies water terrain. When Jeff the Landshark uses it, he can knock back larger characters. He has the same powers all through his dial. He does have a dolphin symbol. He's got a 6 sidestep, 10 blades, and 17 toughness, and then 2 base damage with that power, and he's tiny for, 25 points? So he's a pretty fun piece. Miles, I'm guessing you love this piece?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that we're actually going to be seeing him in competitive play. Giving him the monster keyword is so dumb. Putting him with APOC and Genesis for a rollout is stupid. He has the free Force Blast to where he can knock back larger characters if he occupies water. So that's dumb in and of itself. And then he can generate a pizza object. It doesn't even say for him to. He's not going to be carrying it. So then you're going to be able to heal figures with that.
Right.
By just generating a pizza object. And so, like, if you have an APOC or Genesis and somehow you're on your stop or whatever and you want to get healed up, you take that power action to pick that pizza up and, take the free to heal. There is, a lot of shenanigans you can do with him. With Monster, Marksman, so you can even give him the trick arrows for free.
He's got tiny.
That's yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. Luckily he's tiny, but he's also assassin. So that's another figure that can really, really help assassin try and to fill up points to get bodies on the team that can potentially do damage. Jeff and Black Widow at 50 points, they bring a lot for 50 points. So if you're trying to get assassin to work, I would definitely recommend trying to get Jeff the Landshark on your team.
Yeah, I can definitely see him on Monster Assassin for sure.
Yeah, I think he's great. Honestly, I there's very little downside to him at 25 points. So, just the pizza object by itself, being able to provide a team with a chance of healing. You have a rollout and shape change. And worst case scenario, if you lose him, you're losing 25 points. So I think he's a really cool piece.
Yeah, so, and then shape change is good to tie him up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And you never know when that 10 blades actually hits, and then he kills something that's worth way more valuable than he is. So it's a fun piece. It's definitely a fun piece. I would play it, and the keywords are great. The next piece we're going over is 012 Sunspot, another great bunch of keywords: AIM, Avengers, New Mutants, X-Force, X-Men. Celebrity Scientist. He has one trait, which is essentially traded ESD and toughness. 80 points feels like a lot, even though you're getting Running Shot, Pulse Wave, Super Senses, and Outwit, and that's what you're getting top dial. 45 points, he is a leadership piece, which still feels a little bit like a lot. So he's a charge, poison, willpower, leadership piece. So I don't know. I guess if you got nothing better in sealed, running shot, pulse wave, and outwit are always pretty useful. He is pretty resilient from range. I mean, you're shooting at a 20, 19 and 20 most of the time. And he does have some reducers. So not my thing, but I could see why somebody else would find a reason to play him. So
they've made a few sunspots, and they all are kind of different, play a little weird, but this is definitely, again, the sculpt that I'm excited for. It's got that 90s X-Force look, and so even though I'm not a huge fan of his points and his dial, I'll definitely still play him in just for fun on an X-Force team.
Yeah, that's the sculpt is 100% why I want this figure. I guess potentially, like we already said, mentioned it with Cannonball. With Iceman, he's got just standard power. So if you play him at 80 points, he's going to be a running shot, 12 attack, 4 damage. That's not bad for both, honestly.
No.
He has a reducer, so knockback's not going to do anything. He's going to have a rollout. He's going to be outwit. And even at 45, teamed up with that Iceman and Pulp, I think is going to be good because it gives him an 11 attack with some charge. Like you said, it's a leadership piece. He's never going to be your first choice. What you're going to do is you're going to play a fun team because you're going to want to make it themed, play that X-Force team. But in sealed, I mean, potentially he could be really good. I mean, if you pull him and Iceman in your sealed, I don't think you're really going to be that mad because, I mean, I know he's a common, so you're not going to get your money, but whatever at that. But I mean, you have a huge main attacker that's going to be able to do some damage. So I mean, the commons that we've got is just easily the best commons that I think we've got from a set since Notorious, and most of those were just expendable goons. So
Right.
I think these were actually better overall.
Yeah, I think it's the best common slot so far for a set in quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Next is 013 Multiple Man. He has the team ability, and then Hydra, X Corp, X Factor, X Men, Detective, Police, and Spy. He has a trait, Do the Math, which is free. If Multiple Man began your turn on the map, roll a d6, 4 through 6, generate an 013 Multiple Man from your KO area. So he's 10 points. He's got Sidestep, 5 speed, a 10 attack, blank, 18 mastermind, and then 2 empower. I think this might actually be my favorite multiple man that they've made. I haven't really been a big fan of any of the mechanics they've done because you usually have to play a higher point one to get the lower ones. This one's kind of cool because you can choose how many you actually want to play, and then if they do start dying, you can still just generate them back from the KO area. And then again, just having another piece to add to the X Factor team. It's not the old school 90s X Factor sculpt, but still a cool multiple man to play. Definitely my favorite mechanic I think I've seen for a multiple man.
10 points for Empower is great. I mean, 10 points in Sidestep Empower. Yeah, it's great. And he's got a little survivability with Mastermind. So you can kind of keep your Empower around a little bit. So he's cool. I agree. He's a good version of multiple man for a very low cost. So
yeah, the sculpt I'm not a fan of, but yeah, I love the style. I actually really like him with a detective because it's some filler for detective. That's 10 points. I mean, you play 2 multiple mans. As long as you have at least one, there's a 50% chance you're always gonna have 2. So, which is awesome. And I know they're 10 points, and they you're always able to score them, but they're 10 points. So you're gonna be able to play 2 of them together to get that double empower.
Honestly, the first time I saw this piece, I thought to myself, remember when you used to have to equip like the first turn of the game? Yeah. I thought, well, that's how I equip. Yeah, that's what I thought. Going out, grabbing something, coming back, sidestep, dropping. I'm ready to go. 10 points. Let's go.
Yeah, that was still the case. Yeah. You'd actually probably see play for that reason alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Next is Hydra Agent. It's got the Masters of Evil and the Hydra keyword. This I was actually disappointed. I was really hoping for an expendable goon. Because we've been getting with everything. But instead it has a cut off one head, and it's for all characters with this trait. When Hydra Agent or another friendly character with a Hydra keyword is KO'd, after resolutions, roll a d6, and 4 through 6 generate up to 2 characters named Hydra Agent of 15 points or less on their starting click adjacent to a friendly character with the Hydra keyword. So what's really interesting is that this actually works with the previous 2 Hydra Agents that we've got released. So that's good. I mean, you can generate pulse waivers. It's I don't know how good it is. I think Hydra's just missing a bit, but it's not too bad. This one's the Charge Blades combat reflexes with late dial Empower. I really think that if it started with Empower on its first click instead of just 2 and 3, that it could see a lot more play with Soldier. But as is, I think that's going to be a point filler that you can probably use the cycle on someone for. But he's not too bad, just for his ability to be able to generate a Hydra agent. And with the options, it gives you...
It's a 50-50 shot, but I mean, if you lose a 50-point piece and all of a sudden you have 2 15-point pulse wave pieces generate, where do they go? Anywhere on the map or anywhere next to a friendly character with the Hydra keyword. I mean, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, it goes there. So they're instantly all the way across the map in the fray instead of being generated next to wherever the person was KO'd, which is extremely helpful.
Right. So I think Hydra team, I don't know if it's there. It's probably not there yet, but
it's almost there. I think that Black Skull's team card really helps it. And then was it Tactical Force?
Yeah.
Because they make it to where they always have line of fire. So there's something there, but I mean, there's just the competitive is just it's not competitive at all. It's gonna get destroyed. It's one of those fun teams that are currently, I guess it might surprise at a local, but yeah, it's not quite there yet.
And after rotation, though, it's a trash options.
Yeah. Yes. Once again, because Hydra's never been good.
Yeah. Maybe you'll see play in silver.
Potentially.
Next is the Deadpool robot, which is 015. That is 75 points. It's a pretty awkward dial. Every other click is a stealth, steel energy, regen, outwit, and then it varies between charge, blades, toughness, and range combat expert, with running shot, precision strike, combat reflexes, and close combat expert. The only keywords it has is shield, weapon X, future, and robot, and 75 points. So pretty random piece. Not a fan of this one at all. Miles, any redeeming qualities?
No, I don't really think so at the moment. I mean, this is one of those pieces, I guess, if you play it in sealed, but every even number click 2, 4, 6, and 8 is just all the black powers. I'm not quite sure what you can do to make this. This is almost like a joke.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Charge Blades is good. Charge Range Combat Expert. And then you go to the Running Shot Precision Strike. Okay, that's reasonable. But then defensively, your Combat Reflexes, and then you have Close Combat Expert. Yeah. I don't know. This is the piece that somebody plays against me and ends up on the click they need every time. And I play it and give up 75 points immediately. Yeah. Like, it just gets murdered in one turn.
Yeah, this is a designer's joke for sure. There's no way that someone made this and was thinking, yeah, this is good. No, this is 100% filler piece that's not even supposed to be good. They just laughed really hard when they made it.
I mean, 8 clicks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Timebreaker is 016, and it is Exile's Cosmic Future and Past. It has a trait free if other friendly characters not activated the same effect. Generate a Timebreaker on click 1, which only has 1 click. And then there's also another trait that I'm not going to try to pronounce, but the Excursion Platform, and it's essentially kind of a pseudo weird TK, but you power action, choose an adjacent character, and then place that character up to X scores away from the current square, where the X number is the number of time breakers and bystander time breakers, which I cannot find. I'm assuming that is B005.
Yeah, we don't know who
Adjacent to
generates
that
them
character.
yet.
Okay. I mean, sidestep, 0 attack, toughness, tiny. Somebody probably will figure something out to do with these guys. This is not a piece that I would ever.
Well, yeah, it's
If I had 5
interesting.
points, maybe, I don't know. I could find something to do with them then, but
They're autonomous.
yeah.
It's you can pretty much it's a decent placement thing. So if you have you can go ahead and like sidestep next to somebody, free activate that time breaker, or move all the way across after you TK them. Move all the way across there, free generate another time breaker, and then you can place them another 2 squares. So you get your old 6, and he's autonomous, so there's no problem wasting an action to do that.
Right.
We gotta see what this bystander 005 is. I don't know if that's going to be from a pizza box or if somebody generates it. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not quite sure what that bystander is all about.
It's kind of a weird version of this. Go ahead.
I was say odds are it's what did I say, Miles? It's that guy that
Time broker.
Yeah, the time broker. That's right. So I'm assuming that's who makes these. He could be a pretty crazy powerful piece, but he's from the Exiles storyline. So this is definitely a character that I never thought we'd see. I love the Exiles run, so a little bit of a spoiler. We won't get into it too much yet. But yeah, I was super excited to see this guy, and I'm really hoping that they add a couple more Exiles in the rest of the set and fill it out even more. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like a weird version of the spin ring almost.
Yeah.
Because at worst, you're moving somebody 1 square every time.
Yeah.
So
2 squares because you're going to be power. So you always want to take a free. You always take a free action to move them at least 2 squares.
Yeah.
The place is interesting because it can go around blocking. So if you have TK somebody and you want them to go through something, it's totally worth moving in next to somebody, generating another one, and placing them behind a wall. There's tons of shenanigans that can be made to figure out 5 points.
I think they're on the verge of being really, really good. So if someone spends some time with it, I think it actually might do something.
Yeah, there's something here.
Next is the first uncommon that we have. It's 019 James Howlett. He's got Exiles and Past. He is 40 points. He's got a trait Wolverine Squad. When this character rolls a 5 or a 6 on a single D6 roll, after resolutions, you may heal a friendly character with the Wolverine Squad trait 1 click. And then he's got a special damage power, which is Shape Change and Perplex, which is on his first 3 clicks. He starts with a stealth, blades, and combat reflexes, and then halfway through goes to charge, toughness, and battle fury, and loses that special damage power. So yeah, he was on the Exile squad for a little bit also. Definitely not the most exciting Exiles piece that I was hoping for, but still kind of neat.
Miles. Yeah, he's your typical Wolverine piece, the blades, combat reflexes.
Do you remember this guy doing that much in Exiles or no?
No, I think he was late in the issues, late in the series, and I only read the last 10 issues maybe once. I've always, for some reason, always go back to the first 50 to 60 issues.
Oh yeah, that's where it's really good.
My go-to. Yeah, because it did go downhill towards the end very fast.
Yeah,
but I'm actually currently rereading them now, so. Because of the next character.
Yeah, you want to take him?
Yes, he's got Avengers, Exiles, New Mutants, X-Men, and Celebrity. It's Morph. He's got a trait that gives him toughness and shape change, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. And when he uses it and succeeds, he may choose a team ability an opposing character can use until the end of your next turn. I think that could have been worded a lot better. He has 2 starting lines, 75 and 40. Charge, super strength, senses, and prob on his 75-point line, and then 40 points for 4 clicks. He starts with a sidestep, precision, senses, and prob, and he gets a flurry towards the end, some perplex in the middle, combat reflexes, and then you end with regen. At 40 points, I think you 100% play him. He is stupid fun just by looking at his dial. I will play him with a motorcycle. I will play him in competitive. He is just too much fun to not play.
And that 4 through 6 shape change is protected outwit.
Yes, which is extremely good. Yes.
I saw this piece and I said to myself, when this one comes up on the podcast, I'm just going to go get something to eat. Let these two just talk about it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's great.
Pull your pants up when you're done.
Yeah, this is that Morph was a underdeveloped character when he first came out. I believe came out originally in the '80s as Changeling, and then DC's like, no, that doesn't work. And then he had a little spot in the X-Men animated series. Cameo in Age of Apocalypse, and then finally Exiles is like, you know what, we need Morph. And we finally got Morph, who I think is one of the greatest X-Men related characters. This character specifically. If you haven't read Exiles, you really need to. He's the one character that lasts from start to finish. You don't need to read anything beforehand. Morph's amazing. And I was sad that he was only an uncommon, but when I saw his dial, I'm happy. Yeah.
Well, the only time that
Live what
they
he
made
brings.
this version before was in Mutations and Monsters, and that dial obviously doesn't hold up and looks ugly.
Yeah, no, and I actually, I showed you. I made a legacy card just for fun, to play with local play and all that stuff. Which, I might end up sharing a few of those ideas with maybe in one of the groups or make potentially some videos in the near future. But yeah, this is a figure that I've been wanting ever since because I played him a ton when I originally played before getting out of the game in 2008, and so I'm glad to see a new version finally come out.
I like the piece. I'm more happy that you guys are this happy about a piece.
You're going to see him a lot. Trust me.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I want to give him not a motorcycle, but honestly, the health cycle. You're going to give him energy shield deflection, and then he's going to have hypersonic speed. I think that at 55 points, I think it's totally viable to play.
I like that.
In competitive. Especially with his team player, and then he's also able to choose. You're going to be able to choose another team ability. Because, you have a 50% chance of getting that shape change.
Right, and that stacks
I guess
until the end of your next
try
turn.
And figure out a way. In Silver, too, you can go ahead and put him with a Soldier, and you can get him with Scroll, so now he's a 3 through 6 shape change. Because why not?
He doesn't have Soldier.
No, he has Celebrity on Spider Family.
Oh, Spider-Man Family, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, really, yeah, there's plenty of ways in Silver to give him that. So I'm very much looking forward to working him onto Silver build. It sadly won't be this Rock Cup, but in the near future for sure. I'm going to give him 3 through 6 senses or shape change.
One other piece that I'm looking forward to more than him, and this is not it. This is 022 White Fox. It's another Hot Shots character. She has Agents of Atlantis, Assassin, Mystical, and Spy. She's 45 points. Her Hot Shots trait is when White Fox hits, after resolutions, give her a Hot Shots token. Friendly characters with a Hot Shots token with a Hot Shots trait have free remove a Hot Shots token from this character. If you do, until your next turn when an opposing character attacks this character and misses, after resolutions, deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage. And then the special speed power she has her whole dial is Charge Plasticity. Top dial is a 12 attack blades, 18 super senses, and 2 shape change. Those powers stay the same the whole time for 45 points. This is definitely, I don't know if you can make a Hot Shots Assassin pulp team, but for 45 points, she dies on click 7, 18 super senses, shape change with blades, and if she hits and she's got those Hot Shot tokens, there's chances to deal penetrating damage. She has Mystics as well, so I think this piece is actually really cool. Morph is still a little bit cooler, but I do like her.
Yeah,
yeah. If you like to roll dice, this is the piece for you. You get 2 rollouts, you get blades, very reasonable attack values at 12. The Hot Shot thing is great. You essentially kind of have like Mystics if you hit, and then maybe Mystics if you don't hit.
Right, and
So,
the shape
you
change
know,
super senses. So yeah, she could be a
yeah.
really annoying piece if things are going your way.
Yeah.
I think so far the ones that we've seen, Diamondback has the best hot shots for the trait, but it is nice to have, especially if there's a good chance that they're gonna miss.
This one's pretty
It's
close
not a
though.
bad.
I don't know. I like this aggressiveness being in someone's face. The odds of hitting them are low, and hit or miss, you're taking one penetrating. So I actually like her quite a bit.
Are you back this time, Dan?
Yeah, technical difficulties there, gentlemen.
Okay. Yeah.
We dispatched the police to your house for a wellness check. Just ignore them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what they were knocking at the front door. Okay.
Yeah.
Dan, do you have White Fox open? What do you think about her? She seems like a piece that you actually would like to.
White Fox.
She's,
Yes.
022.
Well, shocker. Shape change, super senses, plasticity. Let's go.
Only thing she's missing is animal.
I can run around other stuff. It's fine. We got. I think we have spy coming up in this game, something like that. So
There's a couple, yeah.
remove it. You do until your next turn when an opposing character attacks and misses that person. That's very much a piece I'd play.
Yeah, see? I expect to see her.
Well, the thing is, though, you don't miss if I hit shape. Don't get to attack, so that wouldn't actually trigger.
That is very true. Yeah.
Do you want to move on to Mystique?
Yeah, Mystique is 023, Brotherhood of Mutants, Assassin, Martial Artist, and Spy. She's got a trait that is traded Stealth, and she shuts down X-Men team ability, which is kind of unique. Her special attack power, which she has on 2 clicks, is kind of a pseudo P.E.K.K.A power. So you choose a character within range and line of fire, then choose a standard attack or damage power they can use, and then she can use that power until your next turn. And if the chosen character is an opposing character to the X-Men keyword, she may choose a second attack or damage power that you can use until your next turn. And she's Sidestep, 11 attack, combat reflexes, shape change. Then she gets into kind of some all red clicks with Perplex, and then ends up on a very similar thing. She does ignore characters. 30 points. Honestly, I think she's a great 30 points.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I like the stealing powers thing.
Yeah, no problem with her.
Well, that's what's interesting is that choosing a damage power, all of a sudden you can give her Perplex, you can give her Prob, you can give her Empower, you can give her Enhancement, and she's only 30 points.
Exploit weakness.
Yep, Assassin. So Assassin's going to have another little piece for 30 points that you can. You're stuck at like what powers you can bring to the table. Like you need 2 Empowers in this right here. Maybe you want 2 Probs, but you don't. She's able to bring that and then more. You can go ahead and give Perplex and Prob to help that support, especially if you have Scott Porter on there.
And it's friendly and opposing, so you have a lot of utility.
Yeah, and she's got a stealth traded, so outwitting her is going to be difficult as long as you keep her hidden. So I mean, a bonus.
Yeah.
Plus I always dig any character that has improved movement character. When you can't tie him down, that's always a piece you got to watch out for.
And usually any Mystique is a pretty high-pointed character. I really like the one from X-Men Rise and Fall. I thought that actually did a really good job of representing Mystique. But this
Are you talking about Are you talking the Danger Room construct?
No, there was a super rare one. I think it's from X-Men Rise and Fall, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I also really actually like.
Yes, there was an uncommon one which was okay.
You have a rally. The super rare was the really cool one. That's the one that looks like her classic look with the the white dress thing. So for 30 points, this is a great Mystique though to play.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Mystiques they've ever made.
And then what she brings. Back to another classic 90s character is Boom Boom. This is another one I was really happy about. She'll definitely be seen play on X-Force teams for me. She is New Mutants, Next Wave, X-Factor, X-Force, and X-Men. She's 45 points. She's got improved targeting, hindering. She has a special attack power, which is Energy Explosion. When Boom Boom uses it, after resolutions, destroy any non-debris terrain markers in or adjacent to an original target square. So that's pretty cool. If they're hiding in any terrain marker that is hindering, that's just gone. So you kind of open up the area for anyone else to follow up with. Unfortunately, there's no movement attack on her top dial when she has that. It's a just Force Blast, 7 speed. It's an 11 attack with that special attack power, 17 defense, and 3 enhancement. Only 45 points. She dies on click 7, so I think she's kind of cool. Definitely, I'll play her on an X-Force team. Definitely missing the even sidestep would have made her just so much better.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing she's missing is sidestep. I think if she had sidestep, there could be reason to be played. Because I mean, her just destroying non-debris terrain markers and everything there is some interesting things to mess with that. She's also great because maybe Dolphin's going to be seeing an uptick in play. She also removes that because this is just they can't be destroyed. But destroying it's going to leave debris, so you can't really fix it to get rid of stealth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good for elevated terrain if someone's adjacent to elevated.
Well, wait, she sees through, so you don't need to worry about that.
For you. Yeah, not for her, but I'm talking about for her your other characters. But her destroying it's terrain markers in or adjacent. So yeah, that's the cool thing is that you can target someone on elevated and it will destroy that elevated terrain.
Oh yeah. But can't you also target them in say they pop a bunch of smoke cloud to generate hindering, you target them and then you have all the smoke cloud around them, can't you?
No, you can't do the smoke cloud because they can't be destroyed. Yeah, that's because I was thinking the same thing with water and everything, but no, because at first it said after resolutions remove, but it's not, it's destroy. So you can't. That's the difference is the wording of destroy instead of remove. But yeah,
I guess you can still get rid of barrier too if they could only barrier one side, and you basically shoot someone can disperse all the barrier.
I think
45 points though. She's
just missing sidestep, and if she had that, she definitely I think could be a competitive pulp piece.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, even with the 4 range, that's good though.
You guys are missing the best part of this piece, and there was one in the last set that had the same thing, and that's forgetting the next wave keyword. Because if I can get a next wave team and play it, I will play it literally every time for fun.
There's actually 3 pieces in Modern right now that have it.
You're at 180 points, I think, of next wave right now.
I think so.
I need Machine Man and the Captain, and I will be a happy man to bring back the Immortal War Analysis. Next to Agents of Hate.
That's going to happen, yes. We need next wave. Next is a piece that we've been getting every set, it seems like.
Jubilee.
I'm not too big on her, but yeah. I think she's okay.
For 25, she's pretty good. I don't hate that for 25 points.
No, but when you look at the length of her dial, it's almost worth. So at 50 points, she has 7 clicks, and at 25, she has 3.
Yeah.
It's almost like playing her at 50 is not a bad call, But yeah, so the 50 points, she has the running shot, energy explosion, toughness, enhancement. But at 25, she has sidestep, perplex, pulse wave, and barrier. And once again, this works great with that Iceman. As long as Iceman's not in that pulse wave range, she's going to be an 11 attack, potentially 12. You can perplex it up to 12. And that's not bad for 25 points at all.
No, they're both good.
Miles has sold me on Iceman.
Wait,
I'm ready to go.
I'm
ready to go.
Oh, you'll see Iceman for sure.
The 007. Just incredible. I like her.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you actually play her at 50. I think she's. If you're gonna play her at 50. I wish she was a dragon like the last one, which was amazing.
Slightly not as good as that one.
But I mean, running shot, energy explosion, enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I mean, at 25, pulse wave is, that's always useful. It fixes a lot of problems. So, Yeah.
Pulse Wave is the great equalizer. So.
Dan, now that you're back, do you want to take X-23?
Sure, X-23. So she is 75 or 50 points. She's got a trait and a special defense power. Her trait is when she KOs an opposing character of 30 points or less after a friendly character with the family bonding trait may make an attack. Oh, so it's shared with the next piece. And then her special defense power, which is on clicks 4 through 8, is super sensitive. At the beginning of your turn, you may heal X-23 one click. That's basically her healing factor. So she is a charge, blades, toughness exploit for her first 3 clicks, and then she's flurry blades, prob with the defense power, and then her last clicks are stealth, strike, and exploit with special. So she's pretty simple. I mean, I don't know. That like the 25 points, like she gets a lot of stat bumps, but I don't know if that's worth it. But I don't really
look at the figure before her on what you get for spending an extra 25 points with Jubilee.
Oh,
you get
yeah.
4 clicks, and then her you get 2.
And yeah,
and yeah, it's
but she gets
crazy.
A lot of stat bumps. And 2 more.
I guess
attack.
I get +2 attack. Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Well, it's just stat bumps because Jubilee gets an extra damage and an extra attack.
Yeah.
Oh, and she gets an extra. Well, she gets an extra. So yeah, Jubilee's just better for like point wise of paying for.
Oh yeah, it's crazy what like 25 points can get you, like even in the same rarity from the figure right before her. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I mean, I get it.
50 points. I do.
No, I think
but I mean,
I think the only way you really play her is with that family bonding trait, right? I think he opened a theme pack with this one, right?
Think so.
Yes.
The cool thing, I mean, with this is you can just like you could keep killing figures that are 30 points or less with this trait.
Well, that would be a great thing if you could just say you're dead and I get you. That's hard to plan that.
Well, no. I mean, like a lot of support pieces are really right. So, like with her bonding trait, she can figure that herself. If she KO something and make another attack.
Prime Kingpin's gonna hate this figure because the Prime Kingpin's all about figures under 30 points.
Yeah.
But if she can,
I'm not saying she's like I'm not.
If she KOs something, then these other characters that we'll get to with the family bonding thing, they can make it too. So I think that's the only way that you play this one. I like the one from X of Swords also a lot better than this one. I think it's a super rare versus an uncommon, but I feel like the only time you're ever going to play this one is if you're doing the family bonding thing on a team.
Yeah, I wasn't saying she was like meta. I was trying to point out an interaction with the trait that it's not bad. Like because I mean, like I said, a lot of support pieces or something that can be really cheap. Like you look at Jubilee with like her, like she's a support piece for 25 points that has Pulse Wave,
right?
And she can come over, kill her, and then attack something else. So.
And for 50 points, you can still benefit from Iceman on that top click. If she's on the second one at the beginning of the turn, you'd still be able to heal her up 1. So she could still work with that Iceman also.
Yeah.
No, Iceman is going to be huge in Pulp, and I really hope that. I don't know if I can sell it enough. I really hope that people start playing with Iceman. I want simple powers in Pulp. Just Iceman.
I want to see this set make X-Men at least pulp. I don't think they're going to be competitive still if it's an actual like X-Men printed X-Men theme team, not like with Apocalypse and Genesis. I'd like to see them at least in pulp a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd like that too. Does Mr. Sinister have X-Men? That's the way that's going to get. I believe he does. So
wait, in pulp, but he won't be modern anymore, right?
He'll rotate soon.
No, he won't. But we still have the Pulp Worlds coming up at Worlds. So hopefully they figure out a way to answer Mr. Sinister. But I mean, you actually get him on a theme team,
right?
And never mind. Nope, he's got a special. As I say, he gets an 11 attack, but he doesn't because he sucks. He has that dumb special damage power.
Damage. Yeah.
Enough about him. Yeah.
Can we just review X-23 again instead of talking about Scout? Is that possible? Because I think you played 2 X-23s at 75 or 50 over Scout.
She gets a Jonathan bystander.
Yeah, I told you why she's good. Her family bonding trait is extremely good.
I'm good on the smiles. You can. So Scout is the Champions, New Mutants, X-Men, Assassin, Martial Artist. She does have the family bonding trait, so when a friendly bystander hits, after resolutions, a friendly character with the family bonding trait may make an attack. So you're moving her up and then charging with Jonathan and then hoping to hit and then maybe making an attack. Because you're making your Jonathan at the beginning of the day game. So can you bring it back?
You're not.
No.
It's
no.
any friendly bystander hits. You're not
Okay.
using Jonathan. Yeah, and it's once per turn.
You're also
per
not
game
using
at the beginning of your
Scout.
turn.
No.
No, you're teaming
No.
Scout up with Camo. You're going to go ahead and move up your. You're going to go ahead and generate your Shark. You're going to move up your Scout, and you're going to move up your Shark and make that free attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess what? You're going to get a free attack with Gabby. Okay, that's how.
And
it
then
works.
you're going to immediately hand somebody 50 points.
Yeah.
You're not selling
The fact
anyone
is
on this
that
one, Miles.
You're going to hit somebody with her, and
You're not, though.
she's Simon Garth. No, she's Simon Garth. Okay, I'm gonna. She's 50 points. I will play it just to spite you because I'm not trying to say that they're great. I'm just trying to say that it'd be funny. You know,
She's 65 really or 90 points because she has to have a motorcycle.
She is funny. If you put her on a team and play against me, I would probably laugh.
Yeah.
Fine. You know what? Her and Simon Garth, you're going to lose to. They both have exploit weakness. Good to go.
That is a good start to a team.
Can we move on from that piece?
Well, we didn't review Jonathan,
move
though.
on.
He's an 8 charge, 10 blades, 17 toughness, 2 exploit with Tiny.
Yeah, but you'd never play him since you're not playing Scout.
That's exactly our point, too. All right, now that we're on the same page, we're going to move on to Bob, Agent of Hydra.
Bob, let's go.
So he is
Yes.
AIM, Deadpool Corp, Hydra Soldier. He's got a trait. Do you offer Dental Deadpool? Friendly characters within range that have the Deadpool Corp or Hydra keywords have the Hydra team ability. And then he's got a special damage power for his whole dial, which is prob, but only if an opposing character is within range and line of fire. He's only 30 points, but beyond that, it's a 4 range, 1 bolt, 6 sidestep, 10 energy explosion, 17 willpower, and then that damage power, that prob. So you're probably really only playing him for fun because you like the character. He did not get the assassin keyword, unfortunately, but he does have Hydra.
I don't he's not bad for a common, right? Like it's not like he's a bad figure. He's just not like a competitive figure.
No, and
But
honestly, there's so many good 25 and 30 point pieces in this set. It's actually really cool. But
I look at this and I go, this is objective terrible, right? Like,
So he teams up with that Prime Kingpin. He's at 30-point threshold, so now he's an 11 for 3. So it's not too bad there. The prob isn't great. I'm wondering what Deadpool and Bob's going to do to see if he's going to be able to work with them correctly. But yeah, you play him you're going to play him with Scout 100% of the time, all the time.
You were onto a little bit of something with the Kingpin and stuff, and then you threw her in there. And
I just like that he can give people a bunch of Hydra. Hydra's police.
Yeah, so that's the thing too, because I believe Kingpin doesn't Hydra.
And the cool part is it's within range. Like, you don't need line of fire, so he could be behind a wall, and then you could have 2 other people shoot, and you're modifying defenses down. So that's, I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely ways around that. I think Kingpin potentially has that. He also has Soldier, so he's able to get into that Thunderbolts. Bringing Hydra to Thunderbolts, is it really good?
No.
With the Val from Next Phase.
Yeah, I don't know if he's good enough for that, but I mean, he's
that's why I like him with Kingpin. If you're gonna do a Swarmy team,
yeah,
I was just trying to say objective. Like, I'm not gonna play this competitive, but I would play this and not be like, or like especially if I pulled this in Seal, I wouldn't be set. I'd be like, I can make this work.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a good version of the character. He's a good version of the character.
Yeah. His buddy is next. Deadpool. He has all the Deadpool keywords except for Great Lakes Avengers, which is a throwback. He has a special attack power, Blades, Claws, Fangs, and when he uses it after resolutions, you heal him equal to the result. So that's extremely good. The only problem is that it's on his last 3 clicks. He's 7 clicks deep, and he has no reducers to start with.
Yeah, that's weird.
So,
I don't know what's going on there.
He's 50 points, so he's getting killed. There's just it without any reducers for his first 4 clicks,
or even
3 clicks of toughness,
or even super senses. Just
no rollouts, nothing. Like that's just. I don't even know if you play this figure, even if you're a fan of the character.
No, there's
I probably wouldn't.
in a set called Deadpool that there's probably a good Deadpool in this set, but this is not it.
I mean, he's got Great Lakes Avengers. I'm trying to be positive here. I don't know. He's the Blade Claw's Fangs. If you get late dial and you're hitting something, you're healing up, but it's rough. It's rough. I mean, maybe in sealed if you don't have anything better. But I'm good on that.
Yeah.
There's really not much. Next is Forge 035. He's got X Factor, X Force, X-Men, Mystical Scientist, Soldier. So I could see him in a couple of our games just based on what he does because he's 35 points. He starts out. He's got a special damage power. It's flex support. When a multi-base character or adjacent character with robot or vehicle keyword is given a move or power action. After resolutions, you may place Forge adjacent to that character. So this to me would be hilarious to watch someone take a power action to Colossal Retell and then have Forge portal across the map along the person. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, oh, and Forge is they're both just going across the map.
Yeah,
otherwise he's a sidestep in cap willpower with that special damage power, and then he goes to toughness, and he gets force blast, side blast on the back end. He's only 4 clicks deep with 4 range and 1 bolt, but I mean for 35 points, this isn't bad. We just have to see like how he fits, I guess. The adjacent multi-base or character with robot or vehicle kind of interesting. He doesn't have. I mean, he's not a robot, so I get it. But I mean, he could theme stuff, so I could see him. And he's got shield. I didn't even notice besides X-Men, so I mean that's good. You're getting at least 2 stat bumps out of him, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, 35 points for shield, perplex, and support, and that little power that you can kind of build into your team maybe is pretty cool. And then obviously Mystical Scientist Soldier keyword's pretty good, but it still boils down to he's a 90s X Factor character that I definitely want to play.
I like him. Perplex and support for 35 and that's without the moving with people thing. So I think he's cool. I think he makes a couple builds.
I was gonna say I could definitely see him on the monthlies, so somewhere in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I preferred the old Forge from House of X, but I mean he's not too bad.
I just hated the sculpt. He seemed like a giant compared to the other people, so this sculpt is definitely way cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, Peach, you get a good.
Yeah, so 036 Sabretooth, Brotherhood of Mutants, Exiles, Marauders, Weapon X, Animal Brute. Has a trait, I have a healing factor 2. At the beginning of your turn, heal him 1 click. Another trait, stay down, make an attack. Make an attack and only target an opposing character that is healed since your last turn. And then he's got a special speed power for 6 clicks of his 9-click dial. Charge, flurry, leap, climb. So he's top dial. 8 charge with flurry, blades, toughness, and battle fury. For 75 points, he's probably pretty close to making every sealed team if you pull him. And he fits on a lot of other teams. I know, is he the Exile sculpt? I haven't seen the sculpt.
No, it's not the Exile sculpt.
Okay. But he's I mean, this is what you want out of a Sabretooth, right? Like run up, attack somebody, heal, cause a bunch of problems. This is exactly what he is. So
yeah, and even if he's on his regen clicks, you could potentially like beginning a turn heal like another 3 with your regen. So I mean, healing 4 clicks in one go is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna pull
I'm just a
rare
little
and
sad.
sealed, this is probably one of the ones to pull.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm just sad because it's just another generic Sabretooth dial, and the sculpt. But he's a solid piece. I'm just ready for like a unique, good Sabretooth instead of just a fringe play Sabretooth. But yeah, in sealed, you definitely play him. I do like the figure.
Yeah, once we saw Exiles, I was
Just
hoping we got an actual Exile Sabretooth or at least a legacy card from the Chase from...
Yeah, I literally bought the Chase because I'm like, holy crap, we've gotten 2 Chase Legacy cards in this set before. This has to be it because they're doing Exiles, and we've yet to get a Sabretooth with Exiles keyword. It's just disappointing that this was the first one, and they just gave him the keyword to give to the keyword.
Right.
I really wish that they would do a little bit more due diligence, especially as this is based off of comic books. Like, certain characters only have certain keywords for a certain amount of time. You don't just throw it willy-nilly. That's being nitpicky. But yeah, that's where I'm at with him. I do like the figure, and I plan on playing him, especially even in pulp. I think he's good in pulp for fun and sealed.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of
definitely.
longevity and not bad for 75 for a rare. Next is 038 Atlas Bear. She has Wakanda, Assassin, Mystical, and Soldier. She also has the Hot Shots trait. Hers is when Atlas Bear hits. After resolutions, give her a Hot Shots token. Friendly characters with the Hot Shots trait have when this character would be KO'd. If they have any Hot Shots token, instead remove all their Hot Shots tokens and turn them to their last non-KO click, Protected Pulse Wave. And then she's got a special speed power that she starts with on both of her starting dials, which is Sidestep, Flight, Passenger 5, but only to carry characters that share a keyword with Atlas Bear. Her top dial at 70 points is a 7 with that special speed power, 11 attack with a special attack power that is Giant Reach 3, Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Probability Control. ESD with an 18 and 3 Outwit. Otherwise, you're doing at 50 points. Same starting powers, but it's a 6, 10, 17, 2. Again, you're looking at Pulp, possibly on an Assassin team. I think both dials are actually not too bad for all the stuff she does. Just having Prob, and she's your taxi that flies. That Hot Shots token. I think she's another piece that makes it possible to play them in Pulp.
I mean, with Passenger 5, that's you don't see characters that can carry that many.
Yeah, she had something really big to Assassin, I think.
And she's also with Giant Reach 3. So I mean, even with Sidestep, she can potentially hit people, which is, I think, I don't know, that feels pretty good.
Yeah, I like
Giant Reach 3's good too. But yeah, that Prob.
Yeah,
bringing Prob to Assassin.
Yeah, 2 support powers with Prob, Outwit, Axie, and still attack. I'd probably play her at 50, right? 10-2. Yeah. But I'm not really worried about the damage because I have Blades and I have Giant Reach 3. I just want to bump the attack, which is fine.
Yeah, it gives you 20 more
Soldier,
points to build around.
Is also her and Peacemaker from Batman Team Up are the only soldiers with probability control in Modern, I believe now.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's extremely good because Soldiers probability control is so hard to get with Soldier. I mean, now I know you got Porter, so it's a moot point. But I'm thinking without Porter because everyone will play Porter, so you got to try and think outside the box.
I mean, Porter won't be around forever, so
no, exactly.
She's really good. I mean, she's really good. I 50 points. She's unique. I mean, you have just on the 50-point dial. So you've got Sidestep. You've got then Giant Reach at 3, so you can move 5. You can carry people. You've got Prob. You've got Blades. You got Outwit. I need a minute here to talk to WizKids boys. This is from your friend Matt Peterson. Pete, hey, it's Pete. Please make this next Wakanda set good. We need to take part of the Golden City, and this is a good start of bringing Wakanda back to something resembling the meta. I like her. I do. I like her a lot.
I saw this, and I was like, Pete will probably like this.
Yeah, this is a fun, cool piece, and anything that can help you move your team around, I'm always a big fan of. So, yeah.
And it's nice to have a character that fleshes out Wakanda that's not just Black Panther or Shuri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like next piece I really like too.
Back to the 90s.
Shatterstar. Oh, yes. X-Force. coming in full force. Flurry sidestep, and when Shatterstar uses Flurry before making the second attack, you may place him up to 4 squares away from his current square, which is extremely good. When Shatterstar attacks one or more characters, he has an attack this turn, modify his attack +1.
So on his first attack, he's always a 12. Pretty good.
Yep. Yeah.
I saw
He's got
this piece.
3 targets. Yeah,
And
ignores. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
I was saying, yeah, he ignores elevated blocking and characters, which is great. I know he only has sidestep, but you play him at 65 or 40. You might as well play him at 40, give him a rollout. Have him start out with Census, and you give him +2 to his speed. Play him for 55 points. I think that he's more than worth that at that, especially because he's got triple target with exploit weakness, and you're always going to have a 12 attack. I mean, that's stupid good for 40 points. Get that 12 attack up.
Yeah, this is a piece that
one
I'm
of two
going to annoy
characters.
the shit out of Pete with on both X Factor and Mojoverse.
This is one of the 2 pieces that popped up in this preview, where I immediately said, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fight this piece constantly." This one, and what we're gonna go to later, and it is. I saw this and I thought, I'm gonna want to smash this piece into a million pieces 2 games into this.
Yes.
You'll see him a lot.
But he looks like, I mean, I guess he just looks like he dies pretty quick. Like one nice shot in the face, dead. At least for 40 points.
Oh,
Against Pete, I'd
Yeah,
probably
no,
have to
that's
play
right,
him at
so-
65 just for that rollout and extra life, and you'd have to hit him a couple more times.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
that's why I think I'd rather play him at 55 with the motorcycle to get that better movement attack with Census to start with. But yeah, it's the
Hey, remember-
sidestep I think hurts, but I think if he had a full charge at 65 or 40 points, yeah, that could get real dumb.
he's a really good 40-point attacker.
And again,
Yeah.
this is just a rare, too.
He's
He's very
amazing.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a good rare. Yeah, I like to see. I want good rares for sure. The next one is Lady Deathstrike. So little assassin buff here again. She's got Reavers, Thunderbolts, Weapon X, Assassin, Martial Artist, Robot. She's got the Brotherhood of Mutant team ability. She's got the target trait, so it's she gives them a token, and then when you KO that character, you get an extra 25 victory points. And then her second trait is combat reflexes. When Lady Deathstrike is KO'd, choose a friendly character with the robot keyword. This game, that character gains the assassin keyword and can use the traits on the card protected pulse wave. That's pretty cool. You don't really get to do anything with the target trait thing, but that's still good. She just gives out combat reflexes. So that's good when she dies. I guess then she can pass off the target traits. So keep it going if you haven't killed the target if she dies.
Yeah.
And then her speed power is charge but don't have speed if an opposing character was KO'd this turn. So that's situational but can work. She has it her whole dial at least. So she starts with that, and then she has blades her whole dial. She starts with invuln and close combat expert. So it's like I don't really want to roll blades because I already have 4 damage.
Right.
But she gets some 2 damages in the middle, so it's not all bad. But she's interesting. 45 points. That's not bad. I don't know if she'll see like modern play, but I definitely think I could see this in pulp for sure.
Yeah, it's not a bad 45 points. We definitely needed a Lady Deathstrike figure. The only thing I wish was a little different was that she was like based off that 90s version with the longer claws and like the brown, red, and white getup.
Oh, the color palette, yeah.
Yeah. So I was really hoping for that version of Lady Deathstrike. I don't really know this one as well. Do you know what this one's from? Either Dan or Pete.
If you're asking, you are asking the wrong guy.
I would have to look. I honestly did not see the sculpts for this. I'm just on each unit. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me take a look here, and I'll get back to you about that. I was just trying to figure out who this when she's KO'd, choose a friendly character with the robot keyword. This game, that character gains the assassin keyword and can use the traits in this card. I don't know if there's anything hugely there for that, but giving that trait out to like a robot assassin, my immediate thought was that Nebula from the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can then continue your target stuff, and
Right.
I don't think it's winning you a ton of games or anything, but it's something to at least anytime you can keep handing out target tokens, you're not upset about it. So
Well,
I
you're not
mean,
handing
you could
anything
also,
else out. You're just getting that extended chance to get the 25 victory points.
oh, that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
that's still
exactly.
not terrible. That's still not
Yeah.
terrible.
So
So
I mean, you could give it out to like Olmec, I guess, too. Be like, or something like that. Just give him reflexes.
There's just not
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of
Giving
good
out,
robots right now that are in modern. So maybe in the future.
yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, unfortunately. But we do have the robot month coming up soon, so she'll at least get a look for that.
I think that's June. Pete, do you want to take Cyclops?
yeah, I'll take Cyclops. I was trying to find a picture of that Lady Deathstrike, but I'll take Cyclops. So Cyclops is 60 points. He is Champions X Factor X-Men pilot vehicle, which is pretty funny actually. So his trait is crash the Blackbird enough. You learn to fix things. Support is free, but only to target characters with the robot or vehicle keyword. And then when he uses support is free, the chosen character can use ESD until the next turn. Then he also has a special speed power for 3 clicks of his 7-click dial. Sidestep Force Blast. He does blow up blocking. So he's 6 range, which is pretty decent. Pensai, leadership, the whole dial, which is always good. He does have a stop click, and the stop click is fun. I don't know if it's useful, but it's wildly fun. Stopping this power source revealed after his legions to a direct line of fire away from Cyclops that can't be blocked to the edge of the map and destroy all blocking terrain along that line of fire, and then to deal 2 penetrating damage to all characters along that line of fire, then immediately KO Cyclops. So that's like that tearing the mask off at the end and just going down fighting spirit of good old Scott Summers. I don't know. I don't love him or hate him. Getting leadership on included for the whole dial is always good. So I think he'll see maybe some pulp play. He'll say play in fun games, but I don't think there's much else past that unless I'm missing something.
I mean, it's got Pensai, and the leadership is nice, 60 points, and then the improved targeting blocking is also nice. They made a lot of like subpar Cyclopses lately, like a lot. So this one is probably the most playable one, I think. At least it's modern.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, that's probably right.
There's a new LE that
I
I'm a
think-
little bit more excited about that we'll probably go over next episode, just because they made this one and then they kind of topped him, I think, right after they showed this one. But yeah, we'll get into that one probably next episode.
Yeah, that stop click can catch a lot of people off guard if they don't be careful with their placement. Like he can do damage all to a ton of their team. I know it's only on one. You just direct line of fire, but it doesn't say that it has to be going forward. Like you could go diagonal to an edge of a map.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, I think it's a neat Cyclops. Next is definitely a piece that's going to see competitive play. This is 045 Jean Grey. She's got Phoenix Force, X Factor, X Force, X-Men, and Cosmic. She's got a trait which is breaking Xavier's restraints, mind control. When Jean Grey uses it, she may target all opposing characters within range. If she does, after resolutions, deal her 2 unavoidable damage, and then a special attack power on her first 3 clicks, which is TK. If Jean Grey used TK to place a friendly character this turn, she may be given a ranged terrain action is free. And then she's got improved targeting adjacent to characters. She has flight, 5 range, and then an 8 sidestep with that special attack power, 10, 17 barrier, and 2 enhancement. 50 points. So she starts with that 5 range. She doesn't need line of fire, and she can target as many characters opposing that she wants. So that right there is pretty crazy. Just set her up with another piece that has support and heal her right back up, and with some perplexes into her attack or shield team ability into her range or something like that, she's definitely going to be pretty close to broken.
Yeah, her on Cosmic can see some. There's some shenanigans with her with Cosmic. I think that she's going to be. I don't think she's going to see as much play as you and me think, because I don't think people are really going to be thinking that she's going to be that good.
Oh, her in silver is gonna be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Just put the layering on it.
Action.
No.
Extremely good.
Oh, you put the layering on her, give her 10 for that mind control.
Yeah.
This is also the best Jean Grey that we've gotten since the Age of Apocalypse one, and it's got the classic 90s X-Men costume, which they haven't done for a while. Pose is really cool, so I really like this figure.
Yes.
Miles, do you
Agree?
want Mime Pool?
Yeah. Next we have Mime Pool. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite savvy with these emojis, but one of them is I don't do emojis. Maybe I should ask my daughter what these mean. Once per game, you choose an equipment on your sideline and you equip it to Mime Pool, which is pretty cool. He's got a special defense power for first 3 clicks and barrier. When Mime Pool uses it, he may generate a single non-standard terrain marker of 0 points instead of any other terrain markers. He's 40 points. He's got Cosmic. I really, really like that. The barrier and the ability to equip him for free. I think that as a support piece, I think he has tons of potential.
Yeah, another lower point piece at only 40 points. There's definitely something there. And then again, another assassin.
Yeah, so that you generate for his barrier, the Kong train, for instance, that does 1 damage.
Or the lava pit.
Yeah. Or you can go ahead.
The cheese pizza of death. The cheese pizza of death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a ton of unique stuff and only 40 points.
Yeah. Yeah, but he is extremely good, and I think Assassin's getting so close. I think it's missing maybe 1 or 2 pieces.
Yeah, this set is really helping. But it's only a brick that's open too, so it still has a chance to flesh it out even more.
Yeah, it's missing like a big power attacker maybe. That's the only thing I can think of that's like I don't have like off the top of my head.
A few more support powers, I think.
Right. Yeah, because like Talon shuts off defense powers, so you really don't need a power attacker.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Well, a lot of them are just always attacking anyway, so you really just need some more support for it, I think, and lower point pieces, which this is what this set's doing for Assassin.
Yeah, that's true.
Next is definitely the piece that I'm the most excited for. Since I've started playing, I really wanted a Magneto that did something very cool like this and was playable at some different point levels. So this is 050 Magneto. He's a super rare. He's got the Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants, and Ruler keywords. He has a trait, which is Electromagnetic Pulse. It's Pulse Wave, TK, and then Power once per game. Choose 1. Unequip all other characters. Or this game, Magneto has characters within range, can't generate terrain. And the third option is this game, characters with the robot or vehicle keyword, modify attack and defense and speed -1. And then he's got a special attack power on most of his dial, which is the curtain falls and the play is finished. When Magneto hits until your next turn, hit targets can't reduce damage or be healed. And then he's got 2 stop clicks at the end, which is Stop Mastermind, and Magneto can only be healed by support. So he's either 175 or 100. He's got an 8 running shot with 6 range, 2 bolts. On his top 175 point line, it's 12 attack with that special attack power, 19 invincible, and a 5 leadership. I'll definitely see this guy on the field at 175 for sure, just for fun. But at 100 points, I definitely think you could see some play with his unequip all characters. He has a 6 speed, 11 attack with a special attack power, 18 invincible, and a 4 leadership. And then that stop click is his last 2 clicks, which is a 14 speed only, with zeros across the board everywhere else. This is definitely a Magneto that I've been looking forward to.
I mean, that attack power can just cripple the right piece. Like, you attack a brick with him, you can rip right through it then.
That would go for him too with that attack power. If he hits, that it happens immediately, and then they can't reduce damage on his hit. So I mean, realistically, even at 175, he's hitting 5 damage all the way through.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's what I mean. Like him, like I'm just thinking, even if he multi-targets and splits damage, I mean, you're still, and it's hit targets, so it's all targets. So I mean, that's just, you could cripple certain pieces with that with that power.
Yeah, I really like him at top dial, but there's no way you're playing him at 175 on a 300 point team. But I really like his stats.
Oh yeah, that's great.
He's really good at 100. The only problem right now is hopefully we get a fix on it. But currently, if someone has a motorcycle, you cannot equip all of their characters. I know there's a huge argument that went on the Facebook groups, and I'm going to settle it for everyone. They were correct. Gilbert Miller, as well as Joe P. and plenty of others were correct. They're quoting all what they wanted to in the rule book, which is yes, but unfortunately, WizKids actually made it to where when it was asked about people equipping it, it says that since an effect is optional and activating would not allow the replacement character to be placed properly, the effect could not be activated at all. So this means that this also works with Magneto's currently, to where that since it's technically optional, since you have a choice of what to choose, the objects can't actually be placed underneath the character, so the effect cannot be activated. So, but I'm sure that we're going to get it fixed here soon. There's going to be something that's going to fix it for sure.
I hope so, because pretty soon motorcycles are going to be the only good equipment to play.
No, yeah, and it makes him almost useless. But yeah, at 100 points, he is. Because when I saw him, I saw he had ruler. So it's an interesting combo of you playing him at 175, and then you play Kong and Blackheart, and Porter. You only have 4 figures that now, so Magneto's going to take the power action to unequip the objects, and then you're going to get 2 actions with Kong, where you can quake and destroy all those objects that were dropped.
How many points is that?
That's 300.
300? Oh, okay. I was going to say, because you could put the billy clubs on him and give him a 3 bolts, have him hit before Kong goes in, and then Kong's just hitting everyone and they can't reduce that 3 quake.
Yeah, no, this is mainly just for like a heavy alpha to destroy equipment. It's just pretty much just fun for Magneto at full.
Yeah.
If you drop him to 100 points, you have 75 points to work with.
You almost have to go after him and take away his attack power. Like you just have to outwit it. Yeah, you can't let that happen.
Yeah, unless you're like a rollout heavy and not a lot of reducers.
That also hurts Kong. That means Kong can't reduce damage.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it hurts.
But he's a third of your build. He should be good. He's a third of your build.
No, yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I don't think it's broken at all. I think it's very well balanced for what the figure can do and the point cost.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this is definitely the piece I'm looking forward to the most out of this set. Who's next? Gambit. Dan, do you want to take Gambit?
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't want to take this piece, but I guess if you had between him and Magneto, I get why.
Yeah.
So this Gambit is also bringing in the deck of cards trick from the Royal Flush Gang. It feels like. So he's got a trade, 2 trades actually, and then special speed and a special defense power. This Gambit feels like he does everything. So he's got Excalibur, Horseman, Marauders, Assassin, Spy. So Assassin. He's got the wild card and or not wild card, team player and X-Men TAs. So he's 5 clicks deep. He's 55 points. He's got improved targeting, make range attacks from adjacency. So he's got his first trait is at the beginning of your turn you may roll Gambit's card die and place the result on his card, removing any other card dice there is. If a Joker is rolled, first turn it to any other result. Gambit has the effect matching the result on the card die on his card. So if it's a diamond, modify attack +1 and energy explosion. The hearts steal energy, but with all attacks. Clubs is giant reach 5 quake, and then spades is modify range +1 5 life. I actually really like the quake, so I dig that. And then he's got his second trait is stealth force blast. Force blast is free, but only to target an adjacent character. Very good. And then his special speed power, which he has on clicks 1 through 3, is a leap climb when Gambit is given a move action 5 squares or less after resolution to make an attack. I really like that with the quake because you have a 10 swing with it, which is pretty solid. And then he's got
you can use quake with that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cause it's not a close. Yeah,
Yes,
right.
I know. Yeah, I'm still catching myself because I still think quake is like one of those.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's. I don't miss quake. And then his special defense power on his first clicks is super sense toughness. So he's got also precision strike and prob on the first clicks. Then he goes to sidestep, no attack power, toughness power. That is pretty solid for 5 points.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's
great. Yeah, he's great. He's fun.
Is the sculpt, but I can't really complain because maybe I wasn't a fan of this sculpt, but maybe there's someone is just as much as like I'm a fan of the fact that we got the morph that we got the X-Force figures, but that's me being extremely nitpicky. I think this is one of the best Gambits we've had.
For sure, yeah.
I'm more fallen.
Which is why I would rather see him in his classic trench coat look.
Yes.
But that is like one of the side themes for this set is all the X-Men in those costumes. So I think they've shown Jubilee, and then that Forge always wears that costume. I think that's the only ones that are set like this so far that they've shown, though.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. Yeah.
This is the Jim Lee. This is the Jim Lee Claremont run when they all went into space to find Professor X. They were all basically wearing that uniform, so it's cool. It's a great piece. It's a great piece.
Yeah, Pete, you're gonna fight against this one quite a few times too.
No, I know that. I forgot he was in here too. I didn't even get to the second one yet, and I was already regretting just mentioning one other one. That's every Gambit that ever gets made. Yeah. Our next piece is Domino. She's 53A. So that means there is a 53B. See what I did? Figured that out.
Good job.
6-pack, X-Force, X-Men, Assassin, Marksman, Soldier, and Spy. X-Men team ability. She has Hot Shots, Fearless Leader, which is, what we refer to Redmond as our Fearless Leader. Leadership, when she uses it and succeeds. After resolution, choose up to 2 friendly characters with a Hot Shots trait and give them each a Hot Shots token. So there you go. You can hand out your Hot Shots token. And friendly characters with Hot Shot traits has. When this character would roll a single D6, they may remove a Hot Shots token to roll the Domino die instead of a standard D6. Okay, so Domino dies 1, 2, 5, and then 3 Domino heads. She's got
6s. So
yeah, she's got a defensive power super senses, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. Now with the Domino die, that's happening at least, essentially 66% of the time, because it's 5 and 3 6s.
Right.
And then you have probability control, and when Domino makes a range attack, one of the D6 rolls may be her Domino die instead of a D6.
That's good. That's good.
She's gonna be annoying. She's gonna be really hard to kill.
Like this figure with Assassin is, really good. When in leadership, she includes herself, so she gives her own hot shot token if she gets leadership.
So if she was a rare, I think she would have kind of rounded out even just what they've shown so far with the Hot Shots team and actually made them competitive in Pulp. But I think
she would be
in it. Then
she does not need to be rare. This is way too powerful
right,
figure
no.
to have.
But I'm just saying, like you would have if
enough
this
of it.
was a rare
Yeah.
and you could play it in pulp. I think that Hot Shots would be a viable competitive team.
I think so too.
But again, we're going back to the classic '90s X Force. So I love this piece also. And then she does have a B side. It is six pack X Force Assassin Cosmic Deity Soldier and Spy. She has a sideline active trait, which is activating the Creation Constellation. When a friendly 53A Domino would be KO'd, you may instead replace her with Domino on click 5. She's got a special attack power on her last 3 clicks, which is Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Domino hits, after resolutions, roll a d6. 1 through 3, give each hit character an action token. 4 or 5, deal each hit character 1 unavoidable damage. And then 6, make an attack targeting a character Domino hit this turn. She's 70 points if you play her on your main force. Her stop click is clicks 3, 4, and 5, which is super senses but succeeds on a 4 through 6. And then she's got a special attack power, which is her whole dial. When an opposing character within range would roll a single d6, Domino may roll a d6. If she does, she may replace the opposing character's roll with hers. And then her top dial is a running shot, 11 precision strike, and 18 super senses. What do you guys think about this piece as a prime and a super rare prime?
I like her. I think you play her main force.
Yeah, I actually like her quite a bit. The 3 stop clicks, I mean, cosmic energy, so she's got her powers all the time. I mean, that attack power alone, pretty gnarly. You have a 50% chance to deal an unavoidable to somebody or to 2 characters, and then or just make another attack.
Well, this sounds like a Pete figure too. That special attack, that special damage power. He doesn't care how good your single D6 rolls are, Dan. You're not getting hit it.
Oh yeah, that's actually a great point.
I read this one and I was like, I'm playing her. I wasn't going to talk about her, but I have to talk about her. Like this is me building around rollouts when it finally pays off when my 1s and 2s comes up.
That's when you roll 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you just go, oh, here, Dan, here's 1, actually. You roll the 5, there's a 1, actually.
I mean, she's, precision strike, super senses. She's just got, she's cool, man. She's wildly fun. I would definitely play her.
I don't get the whole.
What's that?
What's that?
I was gonna say.
No, I don't get how she's.
Would you ever do this, like play the regular one and then use her as your sideline active prime?
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I think I couldn't do that. The 50-point investment for what she gives is not enough. Like, it's good, but it's not enough where I'd want to do that and swap into prime.
Yeah, okay.
No, Absorbing Man.
That just seems
prime
really.
Is Absorbing Man all the time.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem that good, and I think it makes her sound worse as a prime because she's got kind of a pointless trait that you wouldn't use. But the rest of her dial does seem pretty cool.
Yeah, but you don't need the trait. I think that's the thing about hers is you don't need to worry about that sideline active trait, right?
Yeah.
So you can just play her, and you're still getting, I would say, your money's worth for 70 points there.
Yeah, and I do like her on an assassin team for sure. I don't know, you kind of lose talent.
Is this coming out before Soldier?
No, you don't.
We can always pull it at Rock Cup because this is the set that they're doing Scott Porter versus the World. They are doing this set.
Yeah.
So they will be out there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking. Oh, I was gonna say I feel like someone will pick this up for the Soldier month.
Somebody might do that. They will be in the
wild. I don't think you can play Assassin without Talon.
No. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't think she makes it.
No, she's got other good keywords though. Is what I was meaning. So, like Assassin, no, I wouldn't play her over Talon. Talon's too crucial.
But say you're really committed to like X-Force or something fun, and you throw, there's not. I don't think there's a ton of other like X-Force primes. You slap this on the sideline and play the other Domino.
I'm still not sure that you ever played this one even over the regular one at 50 points. But yes, I think that this prime is definitely worth looking at. The walking cold streak is just amazing because there is plenty of people, I'm one of them, that just can't roll to save their lives. And when you're able to roll crappy and make it hurt your opponent, it's perfect.
Yeah, the first time someone does this to me with her, I'm be very, very sad.
Yeah.
Well, you get her hit to her stop click. She's 19-13 attack, and then you have all those options with the dice too. And at worst case scenario, you're giving somebody an action token. Like best case scenario, you're attacking twice. I like her a lot.
I mean, I like the one unavoidable damage. It's like, oh, I've hit, like, especially when you're attacking a stop click character.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, we're gonna just actually, you're gonna take another one and like it.
Yeah, I'm liking her more and more the more we talk about her.
Yeah. I love the super rare Domino, and the only other figure that potentially I might love more is the next figure, and it's Long Shot, which sadly has died. Given to in his booster. I hope that gets remedied because he's not playable without that die. And yeah, he has Exiles, and even though it was a short-lived thing, I'll take it. And Celebrity, which is always good, and
Mojoverse.
Yeah, yep, Mojoverse, amazing. He's 60 or 40 points. He's got a trait when Longshot makes an attack. If his attack is modified by +3, you increase his damage dealt by 1. And when Longshot is attacked, if his defense is modified by +3, you modify the attacker's damage. And he's got Perplex, and when Longshot uses it, he may instead roll the luck die and modify the chosen combat value by the result. The luck die, I'm not sure how lucky it is. It's 3 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. So that's why with the Perplex, he's able to. I wish that it was a 1, a 2 2, 2, or 2 of each would have been nice.
Yeah.
But then he has improved targeting characters and sidestep, leap, climb, special speed power that goes his entire dial. He's 6 clicks. And then he has all the same 3 powers, which is precision strike, senses, and prob. 60 points, he's 6 clicks, and 40 points, he's 3 clicks. I really like him. As just a harasser. I don't think he's quite as good as was it the Rise and Fall one?
Yeah, the uncommon.
For 50 points?
Pete, did you like that uncommon
That
one?
was so good.
That piece can fuck itself.
Oh, he did. And that was the cool thing, is that he didn't need you anymore. He could do it by himself.
Just that piece. Oh man, I would agree. He's not as good as that one. He's still. It's a very cool piece. I mean, it's a good version of Long Shot. That other one, oh, so many terrible moments to that other one. So many terrible moments. So.
Yeah, I like what this one brings. He's definitely a fun piece, but you have to modify his attack by +3 to increase his damage by 1. And you have to modify his defense by +3 to modify the attacker's damage by -1.
So it is increased damage dealt by 1, though. So he's got 3 bolts. If you hit 3 pieces with that active, you're doing 2 to each.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you give him, say Energy Explosion.
Yep. And he does ignore characters for targeting. So, yeah, I don't think he's bad at all. He's got prob for 60 points.
That would be if he hit at 40 points, it would increase damage dealt by 1, so he'd deal 3. But since technically he's hitting 3 people, they're doing 2.
Some of the attack values in this set are wild. Like, he's basically, at full boy, he's 12 attack. Minimum.
Yeah.
He could be a freaking 14 attack with a prob. So even I could hit people then.
Yeah. I think that you probably play him at 40 points because Porter's going to make him an 11, and I think 13 attack is fine if you're able to flex him up.
Wait. So I'm confused here. How are you saying it's only dealing 2 if you're modifying damage dealt by +1?
You're not modifying damage. You're increasing damage dealt.
No. Yeah, no. I understand that, but Al said he's only dealing 2 damage. But I'm
at 40 points. 40 points, he has base.
Oh yeah, I was just talking if you just gave him the pumpkin bomb. All right, well,
for sure, yeah.
My EE is now 3. That's triple target with that feels pretty good.
I like him way better at 60.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. See, I was looking at that, but it's I'd rather the 20 points. I'd rather give him something else. build around him with that. But yeah, you could see play at 60 for sure. I'm just thinking of making him as good as I can, which is not easy, but yeah. I really want him just to roll that luck die, just so I can always roll ones, because I love dice more
Sounds
than
pretty
one.
lucky.
100%. 100% all ones every time.
Yeah, that's Pete's new shape change die
Yeah.
and senses die. Just get 2 of these, and those are your die for the rest. You're good to go.
That's what they look like.
I don't
on
think it would be any
Saturday.
different. Oh, it was so bad.
50% of the time you roll crit miss.
I've never seen him miss
yeah.
me so many times. It was great.
Yeah, especially with how committed he was too. He
Yep.
flew in and
He doesn't know when to quit. He should have just quit and would have been perfect.
Dan, do you want to move on to Wolverine?
yeah. So next is the Wolverine, one of the first. I think he is the only chase that's been shown so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the 060. He's got Phoenix Force, X-Men, Animal, Cosmic Feature. So he's got 2 traits and a special defense power. The first trait is Giant Reach 2. Poison, but deals damage even if Wolverine was moved or placed this turn. When Wolverine uses it after resolutions, destroy all blocking terrain with squares. That's pretty cool. Because you can just walk up and just blow up a bunch of terrain. I like that.
Right.
His second trait is Flurry, and then regeneration is free, but only if Wolverine has taken damage from opposing character since your last turn. So that's cool. It's not triggered off just an attack, like it's damage, whether it's like Mystics or any other feedback damage that you've been taking. Wolverine increases the result of his single D6 rolls by +1 for adjacent opposing character. I love that part of the trait. And then a special defense power, which he's got on cliX 3, 5, and 11. Last stop, but only the first time this click is revealed. And then Impervious Super Senses. When this click is first revealed, choose an opposing character within 3 squares and roll a D6. Deal that character penetrating damage equal to half the result. So that is why they stop, but only the first time. Is because they don't think they wanted. Oh no, but the second part of that is also when first revealed. So yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing just because he has that many stop clicks, they didn't want him to keep going back, healing above it or something. That's the only thing I can think of.
He's also 275, so if you support him back up and you keep doing that, it does leave a little bit of room for some shenanigans.
That's true.
No, that region is free is dumb because it's a single D6 roll. I just looked it up, and so it increases the D6. Oh
yeah,
roll.
you could get.
So yeah, just you got also take that into account.
Oh yeah.
But if you're adjacent to 8 people, he can heal up to 12 clicks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
funny.
Yeah.
If you roll a 6, yes.
Yeah, of course. If you roll, yeah, I'm saying yeah, he can, and you're adjacent to 8 people. He can heal up to 12 clicks. Yeah.
It's actually funny. Yep.
Dumb.
He also has improved movement characters, so he doesn't have flight, but he does at least have improved movement characters, so he's getting around pretty easily. He's interesting, Cosmic Energy, but he won't be modern play, I don't think. But
I don't know. I think after just seeing that regeneration is free with Flurry, that's huge.
Yeah, but the regeneration. Yeah, he's tough, but I don't.
But your opponent isn't going to take 8 figures and surround him, so they're probably going to be smarter.
Even 3. Yeah, but even 3 figures.
Oh yeah, that's still good.
If you're able to get there. Yeah, 2 or 3 figures, your new roll. If you roll a 3, all of a sudden that's now a 6.
They're definitely getting closer to one-man armies.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a little bit too expensive, but I can see why. Because that region is free. Is rough, and then he also got Flurry, which traded Flurry and Hypersonic is a great combo for sure.
On a small map, he's killing things, and so if you're playing a tent pole with that many points, you're either saying you beat me, or I'm just going to tear your team apart with one piece. And he's gonna do damage. 13 attack, precision strike. 19 with invincible, coming up on a stop click, and then the stop click deals damage to somebody, and you still have rollouts. I think he's wildly fun. I don't know if he's meta, but if somebody sat one down across from me, I'd be like, this is going to be interesting. So, yeah.
I think it's a good start to what the chases could be in the set. So yeah, it's already a better set or better chase opportunity than next phase.
Almost. Almost. I'm waiting to see who their Zemo is going to be. There's always a Zemo.
That's very true.
Yeah, we'll,
yeah.
we'll see. You might not get it.
No, there will
Also
be a
known-
Zemo.
Also known
always
as also known as the chase I pulled two of. That's what
You
that
pulled
is.
2 Zemos?
No, I did not. My chases weren't terrible in next phase. I can't complain
Well,
too
I
much.
pulled because the Khonshu brick is supposed to always have the Prime Man thing, like 90% of the time. I got the Prime Man thing case with Zemo.
Oof.
Nice. Yeah, disappointed. Okay, the last figure of the set is the Legacy card that was reviewed was Hell Cow, which I actually really like this one. I know someone goes, "Oh, the card showed that the starting line was click 5, but the trait says Hell Cow starts the game on click 6 with Steel Energy, and when Hell Cow uses Steel Energy, she may heal past her starting line." Now, I'm pretty sure that's a mistake on the card. I know, shocker. But the original Hell Cow's starting line was click 6. So we'll see how that goes. Hell Cow modifies attack and defense +1 for each adjacent friendly character that shares a keyword with her. That is extremely good. And then she has her last 3 clicks, which is where she starts. Is stop and smoke cloud is free, but only generate 1 marker, and friendly characters occupying terrain generated by Hell Cow equal 1 additional click from Steel Energy and support. She's stupid strong for 30 points.
I think a lot of people are going to try to make her work.
I mean,
Give her Hell Cycle.
for that, I think it's totally worth it. Even just for the just her ability to help people heal. I think, right?
Yeah, you can mastermind to her stop clicks. Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, she's very easy to heal. The +1 to her attack and defense is real easy.
Yeah.
You get 3 of them. Now all of a sudden they're all going to, because the starting line is going to get changed click 6, so they're 19. So you get 3 of them all, or 4 of them, and they're all next to each other. They're all going to be 19 defenses.
Get 3 hell cows next to each other.
Yeah, you have 4 of them. Just 4 all together. Yeah, just and they're going to have 13 attack. You know, you just move them all at once. You just move them all as a herd. Just bring them all to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like this for like not even say like I feel like people are gonna try to like Black Lantern shenanigans with her. I just like this for any piece that just like can heal. Just healing that additional click by being in her like smoke cloud.
Great in it.
Yeah.
Well, her keywords are animal and monster, and that's like a huge. Those are usually things that steal or that heal beyond either stop clicks or get back up pretty frequently off KOs or whatever.
Yeah, I really like her. I think that, and they made her better. Like,
they
look
definitely
at her in the original. Like she's better, 100%. But she's gonna play it.
Like she was fine in her like old version, right? But this is better. I actually just like her even for her 2 clicks of like I'm not even worried about healing her. I just like the support and what she offers for 30 feels just fine.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Yeah, even because they're a stop click, so she has to be double tapped unless there's obviously there's ways. But another figure that this works with is King Prime Kingpin, not King Pie Man, but Prime Kingpin. That was a mouthful. But yeah, because she's 30 points, so you get her top dial, she's gonna be a 13 for 6.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Just an army of Hell Cows with Prime Kingpin would be hilarious.
Obviously going off theme, but that's pretty mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's gonna be going off theme, but yeah, that's because it's tough because like since they stack up their defense, if you just got a bunch of them, like I said, they're gonna be 19 defenses. They're all gonna have stop clicks. Yeah, it's and then you're generating all of those smoke clouds, so they're gonna be healing additional click from Steel Energy, and just it's Yeah, that gets stupid real quick because they're gonna all of a sudden go to click 4 and they're gonna have another. And they're gonna have a rollout. Yeah,
It's
it
an
can get
annoying 30
insane.
points. Yeah.
I actually really like playing them with motorcycles though to give them the super senses on their stop and the +2 speed or Hell Cycle. I think she's totally worth it because if you can get her to that click 1, she's stupid strong for her points.
Yeah. All right, so that is the last piece that they revealed in the Scott Porter unboxings. And then we did want to talk just a little bit about the Rock Cup. So today the main focus is going to be the Wednesday welcome event, the Tracy Brock Memorial event. Next week we'll take a deeper dive into like the Silver main event stuff. But we had a lot to talk about tonight, so we kind of wanted to just do something that's a little bit smaller with less details because the Silver is going to probably be a huge focus next week. But this one is Wednesday, May 1st. The teams are 3v3. Each team will get 6 random boosters of older sets, which actually could even be uncarded sets. Then you have to do like a normal 3v3 event. You make 3 teams out of those 6 boosters. They did finally announce the pricing for all the events. So this event being the only one that you can get the Major Brock's Bunker map that they should be either previewing this week or the beginning of next week. And then first and second get Marvel Studios Next Phase Retail Chase boosters. And I think top 4 get the Tracy Brock trophy. Or maybe it's only first and second. But then there's just
3 get the trophy.
First and second?
No, third.
Oh, third
First,
does
second,
too.
and
Okay,
third.
for second and third. And then there's just a ton of LEs. There's a whole like breakdown on their Facebook page and everything. And then I did actually ask Howard to see if they actually were putting any work into Auxit, since there was that huge issue last year with Auxit crashing at the end. And he did say that they put a lot of improvements and money into development this year. So hopefully that is fixed and there's no issues with the Auxit auction at the end. And then Miles and I are going down there on Wednesday. We are playing with Nick in the other 3v3 event, Nick Ballou, but we do not have a partner for this event. So if anyone is heading down there, they wanted to play in this event, send either of us a message and we'll see if we can link up with you to do this event, because both of us still wanted to play in this one, but we just don't have a third yet for this. And then
and if you're like newer, or more of a casual player, I honestly don't care. I just wanted to get in this event, and who knows? It's in a sealed event. I think that it's open to everybody. So don't feel like intimidated to ask. Right. You don't feel like you're a good player. I'm not gonna turn anyone down.
Yeah, there's no way Redmond's gonna criticize anybody he plays with more than me, so you'll be fine. So you'll be great. Sign up with them. It'll be fun.
We just want to play.
And you can tell them how great Simon Garth is.
Oh man.
Scout.
All right.
Not Scout. Nobody should play Scout.
Last, we did open up an actual question thread tonight. So we do have a couple of questions that we'll go over, and then we'll wrap it up after that. So Austin Plamondon, he asks, what are each of your favorite comic book characters, and what got each of you into the game? So I would have to say just X-Men in general, but Gambit specifically. I was a huge fan of the X-Men original 90s cartoon, so obviously super excited that X-Men 97's out. That cartoon has been amazing. And then I was actually looking to what actually got me into the game. Pete and I had the same exact story, and we were kind of just looking for something to play, and I brought it up to him in a text thread with another guy. And I went in to see a movie, and it came out, and the text thread just kind of continued, and they both bought a bunch of sets off eBay. So then I kind of jumped in with them, and then all of a sudden we had all these sets and didn't know the rules. So there's about, I think, a couple days where Pete knew the rules a little bit better than me, and then that quickly changed.
It was roughly 36 hours.
It was pretty close to 36 hours.
Yeah, that's a glorious 36 hours. Yeah. My favorite, probably, comic characters are generally Marvel characters. Spider-Man's one of my favorite. and some of the runs that they've had him on have been Spider-Man's a hit or miss character. Like when you read him, like there's some all-time great runs, and then there's some things that you're like, I can't believe this ever made it past the editing desk. I really like Black Panther and the Avengers. Those are typically my favorite sets. From a DC side, kind of a little more, not going to say obscure stuff, but a lot of stuff that Jeff Johns wrote. Some of my favorite DC stuff. So Lantern stuff and the JSA when that came back. So yeah, and yeah, it was essentially Redmond texted me about the game. I watched some of the tabletop teacher videos, and I picked up a Superior Foes of Spider-Man on a pretty good deal, and we were off and running. That's how we got into HeroClix. So
now back to Spider-Man. I thought your favorite was the Clone Saga.
Again, about the editing desk thing. Although the second Clone Saga was not, it was a nice thing. And one of my biggest complaints about Spider-Man, which they're kind of addressing a little bit with currently on Jonathan Hickman run, is like they never let Peter grow up. Like everybody wants to write like the loser Peter Parker, and at this point he's had so many legacy characters. Like just let the man grow up. Superior Spider-Man was amazing, and a lot of the stuff that Dan Slott did was really, really good. So that's probably my favorite comic character.
Miles or
I
Dan?
can go ahead and go next. I think it's pretty obvious who my favorite character of all time is. It's Aquaman. Yeah. Ever since Super Friends, I was shown Super Friends as a little kid by my dad, and yeah, no one else liked Aquaman. And I'm like, that's why I like him. I got into cliX like 2003, I believe, is right when Clobbering Time was coming out. I remember seeing the miniatures for sale. I was like, oh, cool. I bought my first one, which was the Experience Scroll Warrior from Infinity Challenge. I still have it somewhere because I loved scrolls at the time. Yeah, then I just I played for a little bit, did a few casual stuff. Then I ended up getting a little bit more competitive. And I stopped playing in 2008 once my daughter was born, and I got back into it in 2001. And I'm bringing back my zany team builds again because that's what HeroClix is to me. HeroClix is fun. I'm a comic book fan first, so a lot of the heavy meta teams just isn't fun for me. So I don't play them, even if I know that they're good. Yeah.
What about you, Dan?
So favorite comic book character. I'd say on the Marvel side, it's probably Eddie Brock. Especially like some of the newer stuff they've been doing with him now. It's pretty cool. I like the bit of the character evolution he's having. If it's on the DC side, I actually really like John Constantine. And then how I got in, I think I was in college, and one of my friends, we would hang out. He was like, "Hey, do you want to like try this game? It's superheroes, or it's like chess with superheroes." And I'm like, "All right," it piqued my interest, and that was pretty much it. Like he brought over stuff and tried it out, and then I started Googling it, and I was like, "Oh, look, I can buy this stuff," and that was pretty much it. Started, buying pieces here and there, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, we can go to like events and stuff." I was like, "Oh cool," and that's pretty much it. Just kind of, I joined like right after Mighty Thor, so I didn't even get to play the Mighty Thor. I was like, "Oh okay," so I had no idea what I was doing for, I'd say, like the good first like 3 months. It's like I'm just gonna play.
All right, and then McConnell Lamar asks, which Deadpool Weapon X Legacy figure are you most excited about? For me, I was surprised this one got it, but I was really happy because it was one that I wanted to be in there, and that is I have no idea about this character. He just has a really cool sculpt. I picked it up maybe like 6 to 8 months ago. It's the peanut-based Tiamat. So I really hope that guy does something cool because he's got an awesome sculpt, and it'd be awesome to be able to play him in Modern. If that's Wolverine in a tank gets done, though, really well, because it's got a really cool dial and mechanic, then that would be right up there with that piece too, though.
Yeah, I'm right there with the Weapon X. Yeah, you convinced me. You shared a link. I'm like, I got to get it. But if Krakoa, I think, is has tons of potential, especially if they keep it similar to where he's able to attack out of hindering terrain.
Oh yeah.
We've already gotten a few things that make plant hindering terrain markers, so it'd be really cool to see like those plant hindering terrain markers like just get crazy good.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you interacted with those.
Yeah, that's it. It would make total sense, which means it's not going to happen. But it's an idea.
Evidently, I
Especially
need 4 hell cows. That's what I was told tonight, so that's what I'm
for
working on right
Hellcats.
now.
Okay.
4 Hellcows, I like it.
Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah.
I just like 1. I think 1 is great. I'm all about that.
Well, yeah, you want one hell cow and like 3 or 4 Daredevil legacies, so that way you still benefit from Prime Kingpin, and you get their attacks and defenses, and they're just what you need.
I would just drop if I sat down next to that team.
There's a lot of Prime
Okay,
Kingpin
you
talk,
guys
but I
are-
still don't see any teams with them. I definitely want to.
That's true. I would say, like, for me, this set's not the biggest draw. Just it's not like characters that I really like.
Boo.
But out of the legacy, yeah. Well, I think the biggest ones that I am interested in is what is it, Shikla? Just because her old version was neat, so I was like that could be kind of cool. Obviously the Tiamat's a cool thing, and then I like the Hellcow reveal. I thought that was like really well done. So I'm curious to see what the other couple ones do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the honestly, the
Hell
whole
cow is a must for anybody. Steve Gerber created her, so that's why it's worth owning.
the whole legacy set honestly is pretty cool. There's a couple of weird picks, but this is definitely I think one of the best ones I think for a full set of legacy. Morkbird asks, any excitement for this year's Avengers or X-Men Hellfire Gala box sets? The sculpts and the cards were pretty cool for the last one. I think that was actually even 2022.
2 years
wasn't
ago?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a while ago.
They showed the digital sculpts. They look awesome, so I'm sure that these will look cool too. It's hard to get excited about something. It's not that you don't have a card for. So the Avengers Hellfire Gala should be out, I think, in like 2
I thought it was a couple weeks.
I think it's April
Yeah.
24th, I want to say.
Yeah.
Does that sound
Oh,
right?
that's actually yeah. Like
Yeah,
I
and-
pre-ordered. I think I pre-ordered mine because I was like, as soon as I saw they were doing that version, because I have a couple of the comics, the Hellfire Gala alternative art,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is awesome. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this.
Yeah, and it should be out in like 2 weeks, and there's just no talk about it, no cards. So definitely.
No, it should be next week. The 24th is next week, next Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
Wednesday,
today is. Oh yeah, so that
Just
and
for the
there's
Doom
no cards,
sculpt.
so it'll probably get pushed back. I don't
That's-
know. Maybe we'll see it at Rock Cup as prizing or something.
Just simply for the Doom sculpt. Like, that piece better be amazing.
I hope he is
This
too,
is
because
so
you see
good.
the sculpt and you're like, well,
Yeah.
this better be good because I want to field that.
Well, I think
Yeah.
there's a Scarlet Witch too, right?
Yeah, she's in there too.
It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
hard
excited.
to get excited, like excited until once you see the dials, because like you said, the sculpts are amazing. But like if they're not playable, like it's kind of disappointing because it's like, yeah, I know it's cool that these finally got made, but like you're not gonna play them. So I'm hoping they're even if they're not meta, because I don't care if they're meta, as long as they're semi-competitive or they do something unique to where they're worth playing, I'm all for.
Which the
I think if they
X-Men
follow
ones
the last
were.
formula. Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
the last ones are underplayed. I still think. I think that Rogue and that Wolverine are both stupid good.
Yeah, for sure.
Even was it Emma? Emma at
Yeah.
loadout was pretty solid too.
Yes. Polaris, I'm surprised hasn't seen any play with the
Oh,
full
yeah, with
TK.
her-
And she
Yeah,
even
with
has
her TK
detective
share.
too, right?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Oh,
But it's Commissioner Gordon does the same thing for 10 points less on detective build.
And he gives leadership too, right? I think.
yeah.
Yeah, leadership and barrier.
Yeah.
All right. Peter Marshfield asks, when looking at Silver Age, what do you guys think is the best place to start? Should you always start with porters or start with a prime? or is it better to start with an idea for your build? And then which equipment that's been in silver do you think is not getting the attention that it should? As far as like what I build, I definitely use that. I use HC units exclusively, and that scratch space is pretty big for stuff like that. So like the porters and anything else, I always put in that scratch space. And then you just try to fit them in. But I always start with an idea, and I try to flesh that out. Or it's really just silver pieces that I want to play. I guess you're really thinking, is it more for competitive or more for fun? I have a couple pieces that I'm playing in Huntsville in a couple weeks, and they're pieces that I wanted to get to play, but with lack of events and just that little bit of power creep, they just didn't seem like it was their time to shine. So I'm actually pretty excited to play them for the first time competitively, now that you do have to play that 200-200. Where do you guys start with that?
I would
go ahead, Dan.
I would say I'd start with the silver portion, like, because that's the silver portion. I think is the harder portion of the build together versus like your modern stuff, because we know what's good 300 modern.
Right.
So fitting that onto a silver team, not necessarily as complicated. So I think ironing out the silver only portion, probably where I would. That's usually where my head starts.
Yeah, it has to be an idea for me, because I think that what you can do is it doesn't matter whether you start with modern or whether you start with silver. I use AC units as well. Once you get that idea, you have that scratch space. So if there's a modern figure that you want, you can always go through the silver and figure out by using the advanced search or whatever you want to find out what you need. And if there's a figure that you could use that would do something similar.
Yeah.
The idea is always better. You don't always, and Porter is not going to always be the answer. Unfortunately, he's just not. Of course, he's going to be really good in 95 to 99% of the time. But there's going to be times when it's like your idea just
Is
there's
better.
just no space for him.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen it where you only may need one of the two, depending on what you.
Yeah,
So
no, people that are they're handicapping capping their build right now by using black shirt and white shirt, I think is really hurting them. I think you only need one most of the time. White shirt porter is going to be the play. Don't shoehorn black shirt porter in just to put him in there. You don't. It's just that's very defensive, and I think that's what a lot of players play as, and a lot of players are hesitant and not aggressive enough, and they try to control the game even though they can't because of their build, and I think that really hampers their team building and their play styles. Is they're not willing to take a chance.
Sure.
If you take a chance, I think that you'd be really surprised. Even if you go to a competitive event, a big event, try something new that you would play casually, but you don't think is good and competitive. And I think you'll be surprised, especially with if you're good with that figure.
I don't use HC units. I use note cards that I hand write out every card and then build from there.
And so it takes me a really long time to do it.
Thanks for that input.
I do not. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I use, of course, HC units, and I've always kind of built off the prime slot personally. Like I kind of start with a prime. I don't build a ton of silver. Honestly, I don't have a problem with the format. We just don't play a ton of it around here so far. So maybe I'll get back into it a little more. But I generally start with a piece, and often it's the prime. And then to answer the equipment in silver, I think exospecs are amazing.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
And I'm not seeing them. I'm sure somebody's playing them because it's hard to overlook that. So
Yeah, main force thing is exospecs. If I had to pick an underrated equipment that is not being played, I think it's obviously you're going to only be playing with Matt Gem, but it's going to be the blue cosmic cube. I think that that it's 30 points, so you don't, and an infinity gauntlet too. So you're really not going to ever pay the points for it. But Matt Gem, I'm surprised that there's not more of that I've seen.
And there's never a time where putting a soul gem on a build is really a terrible idea in my mind either. So
Yeah, the gems see a decent amount of play. I really like the rings for 5 points. There's the obvious ones that people play a decent amount, but I think they're honestly all really good, and there's a lot of ones that just don't see play, and they should.
Mm-hmm. I try to play as many as I can. Yeah, because there's a lot. The Precision Strike one, Spectral, I think is the most underrated and underplayed of the cards.
Oh yeah, 5 points
Handing
for
out
Precision Strike. Yeah.
huge. Yeah, that's huge. And then if you're targeting a single character and you just deal 1 damage, but you destroy their object, like that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, spin ring gets a lot of play. Like just anytime it's silver, there's a spin on somebody's build or multiple people's build. So,
Dan, did you want to add anything?
No, I think you covered it actually pretty well. Like I didn't really have anything to add there besides what I already said about like at least like how I view team building in silver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Wesley Robertson asks, how has the Deadpool set measured up to your expectations so far? I personally think it's really cool. I love the X-Men sets. We did not get an X-Men set last year, so this is probably going to be my favorite set for a bit here. I'm already liking seeing the X-Force and X-Factor, and the fact that we're getting some Exiles is very cool.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not quite as high on this set yet because I'm still waiting to see if Strong Guy gets made.
Yeah,
because we haven't had a Strong Guy in years, and I want the Strong Guy that's actually in the X Factor outfit because we haven't got that
from the 90s. And like, there's so many pieces. Yeah, I guess that's really what it's going to depend on. Like right now, I'm super excited, but if this is all we see, then I'll be a little bit more sad. Actually, that's it. The one thing that we haven't seen yet is Alpha Flight, and that I thought was a given.
And I'm okay with the Alpha Flight not being in here. The fact that we're getting Exiles, because if there's one thing that was even more underrepresented than Alpha Flight, it was Exiles. But yeah, Alpha Flight is. I would love to see some Alpha Flight, but I think that we'll be lucky to get maybe 1 figure or 2.
Yeah.
I think we reviewed quite a few figures tonight, and I think there was really only a couple of real duds. Like, and there's some other ones that just aren't good. But I mean, overall, it's a fun set, right? Like, you get characters you haven't seen in a while. You get them kind of the nostalgia '90s thing that they're going on with X-Men '97 and everything else. So I'm reasonably excited, and I am not a huge X-Men set person. So
Sealed should be a blast.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm in the boat. So it's not super like thrilling or exciting for me, but I mean, there's nothing that I saw tonight that was or like just in general from like the previous stuff that I thought was bad.
Luminati, what will be the surprise figure of the Silver Age Championship? That's kind of a hard one. We got a couple of them that we've been talking about that we think are going to do pretty well. I think one of the best Silver Age figures is going to be the Tri-Sentinel, though. I don't know if that's considered a surprise.
I don't think it's because we won the last silver event.
Yeah, so it might not be a surprise. I think that's definitely going to be one of the top Silver Age pieces, though.
4 Hell Cows.
Yes,
not counting.
Yeah, that's not legal. The surprise figure for the Silver World Championship will be unveiled at the Silver Championship by yours truly. That's all I can say about that.
There you have it.
You will be seeing it. Yeah. And I will be more than happy to go into detail once the Rock Cup is up. But I'm going to be hopefully bringing in a new archetype for the silver format. And another piece I actually think is Space Leo. Space Leo is going to be the Silver Age figure that I think is going to surprise a lot of people, even though he shouldn't surprise people.
I was going to say we had a lot of experience with that this last weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to hate that piece for a while.
Yeah, him and Yondu, I think, are an extremely potent combo. Luckily, they don't share any keywords, so you have to think outside the box to get it to work correctly. But yeah, Yondu and Leo work great together as a combo, and I think that they can be a surprise hit.
That's really a team I hope is not made.
I'll dust it off. No. Yeah, that's what I think. I think Space Leo, I think, is a lot of people are. I think its real big weakness is that in order for you to make Space Leo work, I think you have to go all in on that strategy. So you don't want to half-ass it. So if you try to make your team too aggressive, I think it actually hurts the team because you're not able to take full advantage of getting rid of objects. But at the same time, if you go full in, you have to go straight defensive, and you got to hope you win map. And it's not a for sure you're going to win every game, but you have a good chance of winning every game.
You'll win
For
my
sure.
hatred.
Yes. And a pickle from me. I'll give you someone a pickle.
Ryan Bookwood, who's one of our locals, he said, please evaluate Ghost Surfer, the best piece in the game. So this has happened twice where he's tried to convince me that a piece was really, really good, and I keep telling him it's not, and so he plays it, and it gets smashed, and then the next day or that night it goes up on Facebook Marketplace. So that was Ghost Surfer. I think the other one was he had so that was the only time where I told him that a piece wasn't good and it went up on Facebook Marketplace. The other time he had a Cap Wolf with the Hulk pilot combo, called the Hulk out and he crit missed, and it was just a disaster after that. And so Cap Wolf and Hulk went up on Facebook, I think, later that night after our nightly event. Do any of you guys actually think Ghost Surfer is good?
I do. I think you play him at 40 points.
Oh, God damn
I
it,
do think
Miles.
he's good.
He's not good.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but it's the problem is that it's just because I think he's good doesn't mean that you're going to win with him.
So he's
What do you
bad.
mean, 40
So he's bad.
Oh,
Miles, you're the best.
He's really, really good. You're gonna lose with him, but like he's good. You're not gonna win, but he's good.
I can't say that a figure's. I can say a figure's good because I think that but just because a figure's good doesn't mean someone can win with him. They have to think really outside the box.
This guy's gonna
Chase
stay in a
Torch, for
box because
instance.
he's not good.
Yeah, well, Chase Torch. A lot of people thought that piece was bad.
No, he's
good.
good.
And I was able to unlock his potential. I don't think the answer is playing 3 of them. I think that's dumb. You don't play him at 200 points. He works really well on your sideline if you just leave him there. But yeah, that's.
Yep.
I think there's potential.
All right.
Yeah, I think there is potential there.
That's another one you're gonna have to make me a believer on.
All right, so I'm gonna team him and Simon Garth and Scout. Man, my team's starting. It's starting.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
It's starting real good.
Wait, so what are you talking about with the sideline? Like, I don't see the sideline.
He just has a nice sculpt, right? You're just leaving him there.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Oh, okay.
Right. He holds your cards so the wind don't blow it when you open the door. Yeah.
I'm trying to put together this Simon Garth Ghost Surfer team here.
I'm at 140 points so far. I'm at 140 points so far, so we'll see.
It's coming together for sure.
Yeah, you better put that other 160 into Ultra Chase Thanos or something that's actually decent.
Matt Groenheid asks, will your podcast be available on mainstream podcast apps or just through the RSS website? I actually talked to him. He was able to find it on Google. Obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you found a way to download it. I don't know how to add a HeroClix tag to it, so if anyone knows more about podcasting and wants to reach out to me, that would be appreciated.
If not, Matt, Miles promised he will record them all to tapes and mail them to you directly.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. And by tapes, I mean cassettes.
I was gonna say we going old. Yeah.
Ian Eggleston asks, Miles, please pop off about your Yondu builds.
All right, I got plenty of those. In fact, I was talking about the Space Leo and the Yondu, which I'm actually going to go more into detail when we talk about the Rock Cup and other silver builds. But if you're wanting to try something new and there's a figure that's collecting dust, there's a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Yondu. That's pretty good. I know he's 100 points, so it's a little iffy.
I love
But
that
if you give him the
piece.
trick arrows, I do too. You give him the trick arrows, I think there's something there. His range attacks can't be reduced below 1, so it works really great with that trick arrow. You get the too dangerous. That means that everyone's automatically taking 1 damage. He ignores characters. Look him up, build around him. I have a few teams with him, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy theme using T'Challa, Star-Lord, and MOE swap and Doom swap. So
He can definitely
there it
make
is.
your Ghost Surfer Simon Garth and whatever that piece
I
of
was
crap
thinking that,
is.
but he doesn't share a keyword.
No,
Do
you just play
any of
one
them
team.
share keywords? This team is terrible, Miles.
Ghost.
Let's see. There's Monster for Garth, and what's it called? And X-Men. Yes. All right. So they all can get X-Men.
That sounds really good. How are you getting Yondu on that team?
I don't know if I'm getting Yondu on there.
Okay.
I might just make them all detectives. I don't know if I can get Yondu, but yeah, I'm gonna be going into more detail next week about the Yondu team. I'm trying to work up some stuff. I'm still learning about some OBS, so my videos don't look like trash. About team building and like where to start and potentially, I'm not gonna say there's my way is the only way because obviously it's not. I do dumb things, but I'm gonna try and get you into my mind on how I come up with dumb ideas. Like how Simon Garth and Scout are probably the best 1-2 combo in the game at the current
That's
meta.
what we're here for.
Yes.
He asks me who's the best trash talker in the family. I'm guessing he heard some bantering back and forth on the live stream that we did over the weekend. It's a pretty close competition, I think. Christine can really make you get your eyes wet, I think. She can get pretty mean because she comes off pretty nice. I know I've said some pretty mean things, and my son is really coming close to that. He doesn't have a filter, so a lot of the stuff that he says, you don't really even know how to respond to. And then I got a
Love it. Yeah.
What was that one time he was telling that Pete, we were talking about him begging, and he just started telling Pete to get on his knees.
Yeah. Here's a good opportunity for you to apologize for all the mean things you've said to me over the years, and I would have accepted it, but we moved on.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I have a 4-year-old daughter too that's getting pretty close, and she'll roast my son a couple times, so she's definitely not far behind.
Who's the best trash talker? Oh man, that's rough. The Redmonds they've got a pretty solid group of that there. Christine is devastating when she says something to people, and it surprises people. But Christine's a sweetheart, yeah, it's pretty even, honestly, pretty even the whole way around. So,
Dan, have you come up with any builds that use Werewolf by Night?
I think technical difficulties. He's dropped.
Oh, all right. We'll have to get back to that one and cycle back to that.
we're gonna have to get Dan off a dial-up. Like, what's the deal tonight?
Yeah, I think he's dropped like 4 or 5 times. So,
Yeah.
Someone's obviously calling and picking up the phone.
Last question is Justin Kramer, who was a co-founding member of the now defunct Asgard to Mouth playgroup, where everything started for us. He asks, what is a good CLIX budget per month? Let's say about $1,000 a set, and if a set comes out every 3 months, maybe like $350 a month.
That's bad. I can't do that. Holy crap. I'd have so much more money if I did that.
I can't believe you actually answered that question.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well, he
because
sent
you really
in-
put the math in there and everything.
He sent a CLIX question, so I said who'd answer it.
Well, in the comments, Daryl clearly said the answer is yes. I think that's probably the right answer.
Okay, fine.
How much money do you spend? Yes.
Well, luckily, Christine isn't going to listen to this podcast, so she doesn't know.
We currently spend $25 to $30 every 2 months.
She sees
everything
what
else
comes
we
in.
win and give.
My
Yeah, we give giveaways.
Yeah,
That's
my
what I
wife
say.
and I.
I
We've
win so many giveaways a year. It's nuts. That's
Yeah, my wife and I have separate fun accounts, and so she actually has no idea. I mean, she has a rough idea of like just how much clicks I have. It's. I mean, I can't give you like an actual budget amount. I mean, I've probably spent way more than I should have. I certainly have pieces that I bought with the intention of playing or doing something with that I never got to. But yeah, it's the comics thing that drives me, the collector in me, that like you have to have it. Like I love that run. I love that sculpt or drawing or whatever comes out of it. So yeah,
Now, do you blame
I
anyone
would
for
say
some of your purchases?
there is a large amount of peer pressure, and there was definitely in the now defunct Asgard to mouth, where literally at one point, well, we still have it. We have a text thread chat called Ultra Chase Collectors. So there's been there's been some definite peer pressure moments. It works both ways though. I like to share what I purchased with Redmond. Like the Kong a couple weeks ago when I decided I needed a second one. Suddenly he bought two more for the price. So yeah, it was good times. If you ever get a chance to meet Redmond, he hobbies very hard. I hope you eventually show people your room that you're recording in,
Yeah.
so they know it doesn't extend just to Hero Clicks.
You
So
could see it a little, actually, a little in the corner, I think, on the live stream. But yeah, there's and that's only like a
there's
small
three
fraction of what I
everywhere.
have in Tupperware boxes and everything in a crawl space.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely impressive. So
Well, yeah. If you're gonna hobby, you have to hobby hard. That's just how it
Always,
is.
always.
Yeah, there's no middle ground.
I mean, we'll literally get done with one event and we'll be like driving home, and he'll already be talking to me about plans for travel for the next event. Like,
Yeah,
but I'm just trying to get home tonight, okay?
that's
So
how.
We're
Yeah.
we're all set for Worlds. I think we got 5 of us driving down in Pete's car there and back. So we're all ready for that. Oh yeah, one thing we did not mention was what is Adepticon? So they're actually moving Adepticon to Milwaukee, Wisconsin next year. So hopefully WizKids is back. It's going to be March 26th through the 30th. So very exciting news for us, at least. Hopefully it's still even bigger than it was this last year. But that's all the questions we have. Do you guys have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah.
Nope.
What is pace?
What's that?
And
I'm not answering that. I thanks for having me on. You gentlemen have a lovely evening. Miles,
yes,
you're the mayor and never change. Always be
I
great.
will try.
All right.
Robin, you know how I feel about you. It's on other people's
Yeah.
podcasts.
Appreciate it. All
See
right.
ya.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya! Click it!